So, why don't we... Yeah, why don't we get started with what happened last time? Who still remembers? KK, we did not actually do... we pretty much ended after you left, so there's not too much that you missed.
Right.
But who wants to go?
So, we left the city of Sarvent and started making our way over to Redonia. And en route, we stopped at the Beaver Rock Inn, where I have drawn a little picture of a beaver tail. Over there, we basically used it as a transit point to move on to the city of Redonia. And after we arrived, we asked around for the dragon clans, but we found out that all mention of any sort of dragon is or dragonborn is forbidden because the empire is trying to put up its own culture in Redonia and trying to stamp out the old dragonborn clan culture. So we met up with the I forgot the name of his title. Is it the vice administrator? I'm confused.
Vice Governor.
Vice governor, yeah. So we met up with him, and he was a dragonborn as well. Um, we did not get kicked out, very surprisingly, and headed out to the Temple of Mistra. But before we left, he told us to come back to him en route, so he may have something for us there. We headed to the Temple of Mistra, and then from there, yeah, we talked to the high priestess of Mistra. We showed her the tablet, and she was like, what is this?" So she couldn't really help us on that front. Um, I'm missing something else as well.
Well, I think we ended with what was her name, Venzana,
Yeah.
like taking us to her office or something.
Yeah, after we asked
Oh,
a
I
question
I
and
wasn't there for
caught
that.
her to perk up. We
What was
got
the
her.
question?
It was about the jail of Mithra, and that that one guy, the goddess of magic, will die if he is not released. Whoever he is. Watch when it's just a sleeping like baby gnome or something inside our magic thing, and he has to be released because he's like the great grandson of Mithra or something somehow.
And he'll be released with true love's kiss.
There's like a prophecy involved and everything.
Diop is currently writing everything down.
It's already been written. You have no
Was
power.
there anything else we did in Redonia? I think we visited the library. Or, I mean,
Yeah,
Mervyn
we
did.
did a co-op operation, I guess. Or our chief sleuth did that.
Yep.
Whether
Yeah,
Mervyn should
disguise
be
self
our
comes in
chief sleuth
handy.
is detested point. Hey.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. So where you left off was that you were invited by the high priestess of the temple to join in elsewhere than just in the great hall of the temple, and you of course just accepted it, and they take you down a flight of stairs to a basement area. You note that the stairs keep going down, but you stop at the top of it all, or like the one floor down from the top, and the high priestess basically leads you pretty much like it's just a corridor, and you go through a door on the side, and there's a little some sort of common area for eating or something like that. Nobody else is around, and they tell you, please have a seat by one of the tables.
Are there snacks?
No, it's all empty. No people, no snacks either.
I guess
Mervyn
we
goes and
could
sits down.
plop ourselves down. Yeah.
Can sit.
All right. So Vincenza says to you, all right, tell me the whole story, please.
Well,
Now,
oh,
would anyone
Greg,
like
do you want to go?
to do this, or shall I?
Oh, no, please go. Thank you. Thank God.
I don't mind. You and I have been here since the start. We can both do it. More than two. But okay, so long story short, we're in a chartered adventuring company. We're kind of a big deal. And then I'll flash about, you know, to
Yeah.
show off. You know, adventure. And at one point we found an oracle, and the oracle was a bit odd, but she said some pretty interesting stuff, like we told her about what had
Sorry, HJ, you're breaking up
prior
for me at least.
happened to that, where
Is HJ breaking up for everybody else? Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
very inconvenient.
I'll try and leave and rejoin.
All right.
Hello, is it better?
Hello. I think it just cut off again, but can you talk more? Oh yeah, it's still cutting off.
I know what else to do.
Did something happen?
We're waiting for HJ. Hmm. Frid suddenly feels very ill.
Or he wants to tell the story in song form, but he has to tune his what is he playing?
Pipes.
Pipes, and he has to tune the pipes. This morning, my alarm did not go off, and I was very confused that there was nothing in the Discord chat, and it took me a while to realize it's because daylight savings time happened.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was not, in fact, late.
yeah. We'll yeah, I think I'll post in the Discord afterwards, and we can figure out what timing everyone has and everything.
Oh no, this is
In
better.
terms-
This means I can sleep in like an hour longer.
Yes. This is better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Should Mervin take it away?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
want
I
to step
guess
on HJ's toes, but
Frid is not feeling up for explaining it after all.
all of a sudden got a dizzy spell.
All right. So I'm just going to recount our great adventures from starting from Thawne in immaculate detail.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you'll have to do it. You can't just
Can you bring up the world map again?
jump through it. I mean, it's in the Discord. You can check
Oh,
that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell her about when we were fresh, young adventuring a fresh young adventuring party with completely different members. Rest in peace, Lars Alden and Celeste, and how we went to Thawne, and in Thawne did a bunch of adventuring tasks and quests, which sadly is cut content because of various reasons. And then I'm going to recount how we went from Thawne to Fort Harm. And
Hi.
oh, he's back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Oh, no. I'm better.
Not really.
No.
Are there like rainstorms where you are or something?
I'll just be nicely quiet then. No, should be fine. I don't know. I can try doing this.
It is slightly better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better, but you're just laggy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. It shows in the program that you're like on red bars half the time here, so there's some sort of connection issue for sure. Now we lost Tillman as well.
Is this any better? Any better or no?
Oh, actually, yeah.
For now, yes.
Okay, well, let's hope that this is enough. Currently hotspotting my laptop using my phone.
Oh goodness.
As long as I have data, we should be fine.
Didn't you run out of data last month?
I did, but then it rolled over, and now I've got 20 again. So,
Yay.
yeah.
When I was in the UK, I had a phone plan that like lets you just buy more data, and that's like that's not a thing in the US, which was very nice. Like you can just like go and like pay $5.
If you need more, then you get.
I mean,
Although it's
that's
pretty
what I've
expensive.
always used. So it is definitely something in the US.
And they do have those? Oh, I've never had one of those in the US.
No, I was like, so especially working on campus and having Wi-Fi at home, like I didn't use that much data. So I would just buy I would have a 1 gig a month plan and just buy more as I needed it because I almost was never without Wi-Fi. So it was like super cost effective.
So I guess we do have those.
Yeah. Anyways, so Mort was explaining the situation. Go on.
Yeah. I was at the part when we reached Fort Harm. Do you want to continue?
Just play a question. Did we mention the weapon of Donnie's being a key? Okay. Well, I mean,
Mort seems to have started telling your story like chronologically.
Okay.
No, keep going more. It's great.
Yeah, tell them about the bandits and everything we fought against. But we had the incident where magic, the ley line from our party member swam in, turned her mind controlled. It was confusing. She was mind controlled and then chanting something, the same thing as others were chanting, and then At one point, she
So
blew
wait,
up.
Frid is so Frid is now taking over the explanation.
Yeah. I mean, we're interjecting
Yeah.
whenever, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I feel like that's something we'd just cut each other off mid sentence and, you know, add snippets to the story that we all feel are important. I
Is
feel
Venzana
that's
looking confused?
Yeah. I was just making sure, since you were talking specifically as yourself as a player before then.
Yeah. So that happened, and then they were chanting a modified version of this thing that was here on the tablet of Mithra, which we obtained from the oracle. The oracle, she said a bunch of really weird stuff, and said stuff like gatekeepers of Mithra, keepers to the keys of Mithra's jail, you know, and said stuff like you must release him to, or the goddess of magic will die. So, yeah. Any of this ringing bells to you?
Venzana kind of listens to you, a little bit confused about your explanations about adventures in Thorn and everything, and just says, no, why would it?
Well, okay. So let's start this back from the top. So we were given a a box, a magic thing, and we have reason to believe it's something in relation to all the magic that's going awry. I mean, we spoke with Waldenrich, and he has definitely said that there's lots of problems with magic at the moment, and it's okay if you didn't say it up there. Like, some of those priests might be a bit new around the edges, so you didn't need to say it up there, but we know that there's problems with magic, and this being a temple of Mysteria, you're bound to know. So, anything you can shed on that, or no?
Zanza says again, just like last time, says, you need not worry about that. The goddess will provide us.
And if the goddess dies,
This also seems to be slightly
Tell me, Venzana,
I'm
have
not
you
sure if
heard?
it's the right term, but like insulted by the
Oh,
notion that
offensive.
Perturbed.
yeah, sort of offended by the notion that Mistra would die, and just says that that is not possible.
Tell us, Venzana, have you heard directly from your goddess recently? When was the last time you've had contact with her?
She says, we commune daily, of course. I am a cleric of the goddess of magic.
does that
Insight
answer
check.
feel forced? Yeah.
No, it
Rolling
seems
an
like
insight
it
check.
seems quite like matter of factedly, because, well, it is sort of it's not only common knowledge, but you would also know from Mort that you know, clerics do
But then, what
do
does
that.
the term Mistra's jail mean to you?
She says, I'm expecting you to tell me.
Well, clearly we've come here to seek your guidance, and I mean, this phrase has elicited some sort of reaction from you. We all that's guiding us are vague notions that we've received from a seer of some caliber. Um, why bring us into this setting if uh, you don't know anything about what we're asking about?
Vizana says, well, that's the point. I want to hear what you know. It is my duty as the High Priestess of Mistra to look into anything like this, even as ridiculous as you make it sound. Uh, Obviously, a goddess cannot be killed uh, just like that, and someone, especially someone as important as Mistra, who has created and controls the arcane weave itself, that just is incomprehensible.
Is the arcane beam like metaphorical, or is there like a sky beam somewhere?
Weave,
Weave.
arcane weave.
Sorry, weave. Yes, I heard beam.
Do you have
Uh,
any mirrors
that's
in here,
it.
by the way?
Let me answer the question
sorry.
first. If there's a question, let me answer it before you jump in with the next one. But you're asking, Kate, you're asking as yourself.
No, no. Marvin will ask: is there a literal
No,
tapestry?
Melvin probably would not ask that because that's very basic
Right. Yeah.
D&D like cosmology. The arcane weave is especially Mervin would not ask that because you use it yourself
Right.
whenever you
It's
cast
the
a
force.
spell. Yeah, the arcane weave is what
You're a wizard.
anyone using magic is controlling in some way. That is how magic works. That's
Then
the source of magic.
I'd like to ask her then, have you visited a ley line recently?
She says, I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with this concept.
There's like magical ribbons in the earth, not rivers really, but like if we go underground, you can maybe find like a bit where like the magic is like poking through, and so far we've seen it twice, and both times it has been in a body of water. And Woltenrich sort of he uses one, so I guess we could go and visit his, because I just think like maybe you'd be able to tell more from those than
Sana
we
says,
could.
I see. Yes, such as like magical places of power. We are in an area right now where such a place exists. Of course, this temple was built here for a reason.
Mm-hmm. So if
But-
we were to tunnel under it,
But when you commune with your goddess, have you asked her about the concerns about magic and the problems it's been experiencing recently, regardless if it solves itself or if it's just a temporary occurrence? But have you asked her?
Zana says you, being a layperson, of course, would not know these things, but it is not exactly that I ask specific questions and talk directly to Our Lady. So I suppose no.
But this
But let
talking
me.
directly is within your capabilities as a priestess, no?
She says, well, it is not the same as you and me talking right now. the divine works much differently from our mundane world.
Does the tablet of Mithra have any sort of heading on it? Like some kind of name on the top or some kind of title?
No, it says what it says there for you.
Right. So she can't exactly run the tablet by Mithra herself.
But this other line back on the tablet, it says, "My tomb is guarded by a gust of air light as a feather. My tomb is guarded," and so forth. Does this terminology of Mithra's tomb ring any bells for you? Is this a known location?
Even if it's metaphorical, we'd appreciate any information.
Then says, "No, of course not. Why would Mistra require a tomb? There's nothing wrong with the goddess. I do not, as I said before, I do not know anything about this tablet, and there's, yeah, I do not know anything relating to it. For all I know, it doesn't even have anything to do with Mistra. It is, if you've spoken the truth, it is simply a stone tablet from some crazy old person, and who knows where it's from and what it is. And
Do you have?
as
Oh,
you
sorry.
said, if it's lost, if it's eroded with time, then I don't see how you could go about finding out what else it's supposed to say.
Rio09 is now
If
hosting
it's
the stream.
lost to time, there's no way to turn it back.
So let's move on to the other thing.
Well, something I want to ask. When you commune with Mithra, Mysteria, do you do it in any one particular place, or can you do it wherever?
Vincenzo seems a little like seems to think this kind of line of questioning is repeating itself in a way, and says just says like, as I said, you are a layperson who is not within our order, so you would of course not understand, but yes, I suppose, yes, I can do it wherever, but it is not as simple as that. There's rituals, there's procedures, there are ways we do these things, but I do not see how that concerns you exactly.
Just trying to piece things together.
I have a question. Do you have any educated guess on what happened to Celeste and the dwarven miners? Like, why did touching that magic do that to them?
She says, well, likely not without any sort of any of them around. Did you happen to follow up with those miners?
No, we were pretty concerned with getting out of the Underdark, and they were sort of just like repeatedly walking into a wall. So we didn't really.
Well,
think
the
so.
state that our companion ended up in was similarly unrecoverable or unresponsive as these dwarves,
Oh yeah, and then she blew.
but
So they died?
Likely.
We don't know if the miners died, but she did.
Well, then if all people accounted for are dead, then I guess this is another mystery for you that you
Yes, we seem to
likely
have
never
lots
to
of.
never to figure out if all the evidence is gone.
can I just look around this space? You described it as a basement or a what type of room is this?
Like I said, it's a place where they seem to. It's like a common room where they seem to come to eat and such.
Okay. Is it like less decorated than the temple above, or
Yeah,
is it still
definitely.
rather
It's
fancy?
no, it's like backstage. It's not a part of the public area.
Okay.
Venzaza says, "Well, let's look at the things we actually have now, other than what the rest of the tablet could be or anything. How about this box you said?
Well,
Where
we
is
were
it?
told to not open it under any circumstances. However, we, at one point, because of our journeys being a bit rough on us, uh, accidentally broke the outer casing open, to which we found a box with something inside. And that something is what the Oracle magically knows is what we need to. Is the keys to Mithra's jail, apparently. So,
Well, there was something I'd want to try. I wanted to try another augury to see what would happen if we set the box on fire, because technically that wouldn't be opening it.
wow.
Right.
I
It's
suppose it
probably
would.
fireproof, though. It's a magic item. Magic items are generally like
I guess.
not indestructible, but
Venzaza
mean-
says, yeah, they say, well, that sounds like quite the drastic measure. Can you show me this box?
Yes, I can show you the box, and I will hold the box firmly in my grasp and show off rotating the box.
Venzaza looks at it from a distance and says, is there anything stopping you from opening the box?
I feel like there'd be a pretty annoyed elf who'd probably have some very strong words with us, as well as the guild probably doing some unsavory things to us.
She says, no, what I mean is there anything physically stopping you from opening it?
wait, hold on 1 second. Where is Anlos? Did we just leave her outside, or is she with us?
No, Anlos is with you there.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Did we determine that the box is magical, but it's
Yeah.
not abjuration magic, which is what I would expect?
It was just like a magical safe storage box from what we last gathered.
No, but like if it was booby trapped, like presumably it would be abjuration magic, but it's not. Which is weird.
Well, if you guys were told not to open this box, I could open the box.
Well, you joined our party, and remember that elf that saved us from the drow?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well,
They
maybe then someone
talked
else.
about the guild
What if
trying
we
to
just
kill us
what
in
if
the
we
past.
just set this
could
box on the
Venzana open
table?
this box?
What if we just set the box on the table and, you know, mistakenly turn our backs for a moment and you know, if someone were to, you know, be so careless as to open it without our knowledge, I guess.
I don't think that will hold up in court.
Well.
Come on. Okay.
Vincenza repeats the question again.
I
Is
mean,
there anything actually stopping you physically from opening it? Have
Physically,
you
no.
have you looked at it?
Not
Is there
to our
any sort of
knowledge.
lock or anything?
Paul, Fear, do you want to try to open it?
We've not tried, so physically we don't know, but we'd assume we might be able to.
This is one of those situations where I'm going to interject as DM and remind you that you have looked at the lock on this thing, and you have determined that it has an abjuration. It has a magical lock on it that stops one from opening it. You have you
well,
have
if
looked
Fred
into
remembers
this.
that, then Fred would say that.
Yeah.
I assume anyone
Okay.
in the party who remembers
Well,
that is mentioned.
But a magical lock is something that we have the capability to defeat, no?
What's that spell
I
that
don't.
works as
It's
Alohomora?
It's knock, but I do not have knock.
Unless the spell magic would work on the case itself. Which
Yeah, I mean this is a conversation we've gone through before. But anyways, Vincenzo says, well, may I look a little bit closer to see what this lock is?
What could go wrong? Sure.
I'm gonna look over at Donnie and see what Donnie's doing before I hand it over, because and particularly at Donnie's weapon.
Oh, I mean, I'm just standing there with my nice little walking stick, and
just listening to the magic talk.
I don't understand magic, my guy. Like,
when I get to hit people,
like, to me, it's like all sounds good. Like, sure, go.
Donnie would ask what the arcane weave is.
Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah, I've just been smiling, nodding along. Like, yeah.
Donnie also knows that if he asks what the arcane weave is, he probably wouldn't get it either.
Oh,
I don't think he would care.
Oh no, I would look so dumb. But I was like, well, clearly you guys know what's going on, so I'm just gonna stand here, look pretty, polish my scales, and that's all I got.
Okay. See, well, yeah. Is anything happening to Donnie's weapon? Anything that doesn't normally happen?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
I also think we should ask about Frid's condition to her, see if she knows anything.
Yeah.
I think that kind of seems a bit unrelated, but hey.
Yeah.
Well,
We
I mean,
can
she
give
lives
it a
close
shot.
to Redonia. She might be willing to talk about it in a way that the people in the city aren't.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, there's nothing going on with the weapon.
I will, whilst being probably like a couple inches too close when I should, I'll hand it to her and just very intently watch her.
All right. Vincenzo takes the box and looks at it and says, let me try to identify what this lock is supposed to be then, and proceeds to cast a spell. A spell of identify. And just sort of looks at it a little confused and then just kind of tries to look at it otherwise and just kind of holds this Harry Potter wand box and kind of turns it around a little bit and altogether looks a little confused before finally blurting out saying, "There is no lock on this thing."
I'll take it back and say, huh, well, I guess there's not then.
Open the box then.
Wait, why do you want to open the box?
Because
For
we're
clues?
stumped. We don't
Well,
know
it's
what's
the next
happening.
step, obviously.
We've been told not.
Yeah, isn't that main plot thing to get it to Foreign Lawson? Without opening it.
Or
have
we
a-
can not
Uh,
open it and just. I
Miss-
mean,
Miss Priestess Lady, is there any sort of booby trap or alarm or anything?
Wait.
She says, as far as I can tell, there's nothing magical about this whole box. I don't know what you're talking about. It
Wait, we're talking about the
seems to be.
same box, right? We're talking about the scroll case, right? And not the magic box.
Yeah.
not the
Just to
puzzle box.
confirm.
No,
Yeah.
the puzzle box is a different thing.
Wait,
Um,
when we looked at it, was it with detect magic or
I'm gonna cast
identify?
detect magic.
Yep.
It was detect
You
magic.
you still detect all the same things as before
And
about
the
Vincenza.
the box
Nothing
is
about the
magical.
box. No.
Huh. Well, if the box is non-magical, I mean, then I guess it should be possible to open it. Then, is it entirely mundane, or is this the wrong box? Did somebody swap the boxes out with a different box?
Oh, now we
Can I-
have to open it because
Can I tell if this is the same box that was shown to me back in Stonehome?
You can do a perception check.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I
18.
paid good attention to.
As far as you can tell, it is just the same box. Although, I mean, the box itself doesn't look too special, so
Okay. Well, that
if we
is.
shake it, is there still something inside?
Shake this.
I'll give it a slight shake.
uh, nothing. It's
I don't
And
think
was
there
there a? Would I have
No,
heard
there was
something if
no.
I did that same shaking before?
There was no.
yeah. You've shook the thing before, I'm pretty sure, and you've determined that it's nothing. Like there's no
Okay.
feedback from shaking it before either.
Okay.
I'm going to ask, what's the most? Do you have any big walls? Any flat big walls in this place by chance?
Vincenza points to one of the walls here and says, "Well, that would be one. We are
Perhaps
underground."
one with a mirror, or anyone that's particularly light.
Yeah, let's get
What
a
do you
mirror
mean
and
light?
position it so that the box is around a corner, and
No,
then
that's
have more mage
that's
hand open the box so that we are shielded.
not what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
But do you have a large mirror here?
Is this about the tablet?
Vincenza says, "No, we do not."
I can't wait for this just to be some really
I
obvious
have
thing that we've
I have
missing.
a small mirror, Feared. It's not that
No,
big.
I was hoping for something here at the temple, from the temple.
Well,
I
I mean,
really want to open it, and I accept all responsibility.
all right.
Please, Fred, can I open it? Please, please, please.
I just don't think that's a good idea at all.
Right, but are you going to stop me?
Can we can use the augury? Can we augur what happens if we open the box?
Have
Yeah.
we already done that?
We have,
could've sworn we
and it
already
has
did that.
good and bad. Mort did it ages ago.
Real and
I'll remind you that augury tells you what happens
In the next
in the
Immediately.
next. Yeah, so
well.
so situations have changed a lot
Yeah.
since that time. So
All right, then maybe we augury it again, Mort.
Okay.
Well, we need to think about what exactly we would augury, as we only have
Open
one.
the box.
Yeah,
what
if
would
I open
happen
the
if we
box?
opened the box?
We opened the box.
Or we can just not open the box and leave and go back to Redonia.
Yeah, I just want to pick her brain about the Dragonborn thing, and I'm also in favor of not opening the box.
sounds like Donnie is the swing
Deciding
vote.
Well,
vote.
I don't care either way, but if opening the box is what it takes, or we can just not open the box, it doesn't really matter to me.
Donnie,
But
what do you think? Decide
Well, you
this.
see, there was this old movie they used to play in Stonehome all the time. The movie was called Seven, if I believe correctly. And the main character would always ask this question at the end. It would just go, he would just yell, "What's in the box? What's in the goddamn box?" And he would always ask, and I was always like, I want to know. In that case, it was a pretty bad thing. In this case, the wheels of time, hands of fortune, surely it's going to be a good thing. So I say, open the box. I don't know how this stuff works. Go for it. Like I'm very pro checking it out. Let's go.
Okay, we have been outvoted.
I mean, logically, would our characters want to open it, considering we have been threatened with death by a big international organization for just carrying out the mission? So if we disobey their orders, that is
this mission carries a
rather-
risk of death for opening this box.
We
And
Why
don't.
would they
No,
give
we
it
were
to
strictly
level
told not to
1
open it.
characters?
Yeah,
We were
you-
told by
you-
that elf.
You
Okay,
I was-
but
okay.
You joined our party. You accepted.
okay, but there are
the
various
conditions.
degrees
I'm
of
scared of
strictness,
death. I ain't
right?
scared of no death. Let's go. Open it up.
There's no, we've investigated it pretty thoroughly, and there's not, to our knowledge, not anything that would alert someone that we opened it.
Yes, but
So I think that's
And
why.
as I said, there's no lock either. So
well,
maybe the
it
lock
could
is
be.
operating.
It could just be so that we can't open it. Maybe it's just non-magically locked or unsealable or unopenable in some different way. I mean, but were you really threatened with death should you look inside this parcel?
What we were told is we're not allowed to open it, and then later we were told by the elf when you were there that the council had tried to kill us because they didn't want the package to get across and they wanted to interfere with the mission because not everyone agreed with getting the package over there, and we weren't. I don't think we were strictly told if we open it, we will be killed. But it kind of feels like that's the opinion of some of the council members.
Well, if
Well,
some
you
of
want
them
to keep
already
this
tried to
se-
have us killed,
Well,
then
we're
what's the
underground
harm?
right now, so Eagle Master can't see what we're doing.
Or
So,
well,
Janice, here's what it sounds like to me. I was never told I was going to die if I opened it. You were never told that you were going to die if you open it, correct?
correct. And I mean, law is more
So
of
one
a
of us,
gradient, right?
let's go. Like, I'm down. I think
mean-
you're better with tricky things, but I'm a bit beefier. So if it goes wrong, I'm all good. Like, which one you want? Either you open it or I open it. But let's open this box right on up. Let's go.
All right.
Mort is visibly uncomfortable, but doesn't want to over.
Vincenzo says, it seems like it's a big thing for you, but who is this
Not for me.
council that's after
I'm
you?
down.
We don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Janice, you or me? Who's gonna open it? You choose. I'm down if you're down. Or if you're not down, I'm still down and I'm gonna do it myself.
I'm
Either
gonna
Or
go. I'm gonna get up from my seat and sort of face the wall so that.
Before we do this, Donnie, can you just open your weapon and close it quickly?
Just like kind of looks around, make sure nobody's like. I mean, I guess so. It's a bit inappropriate in some settings to just whip it out like this, but and then just pops it open.
Janice,
Close
can
it
you
back up.
see
Yeah,
anything?
when Zanza is a little surprised to notice.
Hey, it's a precaution. I never meant any harm. He just wanted to make sure it was all good. My apologies, okay?
is there anything unusual? Any tremors in the air, or I don't know.
What? What are you expecting?
No
That will
clue.
solve all the issues.
Beard has some sort of theory that he's chasing, but
They're all
he
upset.
hasn't developed
They're
telepathy
obsessed
yet.
with my stick. I don't know why. It's a perfectly good blade. It's a bit sharper now. I don't know why he's obsessed with it, but it is what it is.
I'm going to, because I really don't want to open the box. I'm going to say, let's see if this means anything to you before we open the box. The Oracle said that Donnie's staff there should take us east, and she mentioned it as, well, noticed it as something of importance to her, and she was the one who gave us the tablet and told us to go east and about the goddess of magic dying. And then when Donnie he went into the center of a ley line at Waldenrich's tower, some vibration. It was an anomaly. An anomaly
An
occurred.
anomaly, as my
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a very
Well,
unexpected event.
well, to be fair, how many things did we put in that ley line? Because the way I look at it, we have an N of one, where we put one thing in, it becomes magical. None of you guys put anything else magical in that ley line. I might not be an anomaly. I might be a norm. Now, I just have read about these statistical variations on a small journal in Stonehold.
Well, but Wolfenrich did think it was unusual.
Yeah,
You are correct that the nappy man who takes a nice rest on a stone tablet in the middle of a lake did believe it was weird to put my stick in that water, because you are correct.
and I didn't gain any magical powers after going in there. I fainted, but I think that's unrelated to the issue at hand.
I mean, I would argue the state of being almost near death versus not near death is somewhat a magical return to baseline, but you did not gain any magical powers. You are correct. Now, like I said, I've only read a little bit about kind of the Socratic method, but that's the thing I've heard about. That's what I try and use when I decide, should I put my stick in this? Am I going to die if I open a box? Yada, yada.
Rata.
Okay.
But the point being, there's something interesting about his staff, and I'm curious. Does this mean anything to you? Any way at all?
And Zanza says again, like all of your strange adventures. No, wait. I do not have
Do you have any
sort of strange
walls?
knowledge.
Any walls with like a big cutout in them? You know, one that might fit a key or something. Or any locked doors that you've never been able to open? You know, I might as well ask. No, you mentioned it like,
the
there's an
priest
old locked
says,
door.
Oh, you.
yeah, the priest says, no, of course not.
Guys, give me a few minutes.
Well,
Can I roll stealth to first
You fuck.
go like this to Janice and then swipe the box?
Would I not see that? You doing?
Yeah,
That's
like
I
what
don't know.
stealth would be.
you couldn't because, well, first of all, if you're doing
Start holding
something,
it?
if you're doing some sort of motion, then yeah, people see that. If you're trying, okay, so stealth rules say that if you're trying to hide, you need to have something to actually hide behind. You can't just hide in plain sight unless you are like a super rogue. Yeah,
But
you
would
can't hide in
this would be
plain
a
sight.
sleight of hand thing, I think, if you're trying to
Yeah, and
snatch
also
something.
stealing would
Right,
be
but
sleight of
in my
hand,
mind
but
it was like on a table. But if
No,
Fred's holding it, then I can't.
I took it off of her rather.
yeah, Frid
quickly.
is holding it.
Okay.
Okay, then never mind.
In that case, I'd like to just whip my staff out one more time, so it pops big and pops small. And while I'm doing that, try and get a sleight of hand. Just grab the box. Out of breath.
Out of breath.
Can we do that?
I mean, sure. You
Okay.
can roll sleight of hand, and HJ can roll perception. And
Okay,
All
Let's go.
right. Okay.
Let's go.
and I can tell you that the rolls aren't gonna be straight. So
Oh, okay. So should I go disadvantage or?
no, I mean you can roll, but HJ gets a
Oh, the
big
tie.
bonus to
Ooh.
this for
Okay.
being conscious and being of sound
No,
mind.
I'm
and
paying
everything.
attention to the thing in my
That's-
hand. It's the reason why we've been on this adventure. I'm not
That's
going to,
fair,
whilst it's in
that's
my
fair.
hand, lose focus of it and just let someone
Yeah,
grab it.
so Fred, you notice Donnie trying to just like come and grab the box from you.
Okay, I'll pull it in close. What the hell, Donnie? What the
Come
hell?
on, come on, man, come on. They threatened you. They didn't threaten me. Just let me do it, and you get. I have the phrase I've heard is plausible deniability. That's what I've heard people use in the past. I think you could use it in the future. Come on, come
Come
on.
on, Fred.
I have
we
been
all
tasked with a
know.
duty to keep this sealed, and even if it is for the greater good, opening this, I don't know that, and
Are we
all I
still
know
debating
is
opening this?
Come on, Fred, please.
Fred, hey, Fred, let's be real. We both know if I really wanted to take it from you, I probably could take it
But
from
Fred,
you.
are you more against opening the box on principle, or are you against opening the box on principle because we were told we shouldn't open the box, or are you against opening the box because you don't want to face the consequences of opening the box?
The first one.
the principle combined with the consequences from other people, not any magical consequences.
Okay.
Okay.
But how are they going to know the box is not magical?
How would they know?
It might disrupt something. And heck, there could even be someone in the room, invisible, making sure that we don't open it.
Janice, would you maybe do a little fairy fire to put Fred's mind at ease?
Wait, actually, would I see invisible people with detect magic?
No.
No.
No, you can only see what, like you have to see a thing to be able to detect magic.
No.
I mean, we went over this earlier when there was someone else.
Yeah,
who was
but the rule it goes through materials too.
Yeah, true materials, but invisibility is not a material. It's a
Okay.
property.
Oh.
So Donnie just starts
Magic.
running in a circle with his dash action around. I can't. Can I see anybody? Because with blind fighting, it says the second part. Moreover, you can see any invisible creature that is within range, unless they successfully hide. So that if I just do a
No,
quick little circle, do I see anybody?
you do not. Vincenzo says looking at this says I I think you should leave. I do not know what your issue is, and clearly I cannot help. Clearly you do not know what it is, so you cannot help me either. So I don't see any reason for us to continue this.
All right.
Besides, I have a duty to the safety of this place, and I'm getting more and more concerned of your infighting.
All right. Well,
I
I
do not
guess
That's
we will
want any trouble
accept
here.
accept Feared's veto on this issue then.
But I would like to ask you, Miss Priestess, what's the deal with Redonia and all the dragon, like the ban on dragon talk?
The priestess kind of sighs and says, that is a thing of the past. We don't need to discuss it here."
Who will discuss it with us?
Well, I think I think
she says, it's not important. It is gone.
It's not like it happened thousands of years ago. Like, what the hell? I don't understand. What is going on? Why is everyone totally chill with their culture from not even 20 years ago being just gone? Like, what?
Vincenzo says, the locals had their own customs here. It doesn't matter anymore. We live in the modern times. We live with modern knowledge and modern beliefs. The old talk is there's no place in our modern world. You should just move on. Yeah.
Is
well,
there
all
anyone
right.
else who doesn't ascribe to this modern times mumbo jumbo?
Vincenzo says, well, I'm sure some locals might be pining to the old times, to the old temples, all of that, but that is, again, you should not try to find such people. They are only trouble, although it seems like that is what you seek out anyway.
Oh, actually, on that note, this how long has this temple to Mystria been here?
Then it says, we have been here since time immemorial.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Are there any, as you spoke earlier, there were those that used to refer to Mystria as Mithra. Would there be any ruins of any temples to Mystria in the name Mithra?
It is you who told me more about this name than I. It is not a name we use. Maybe it was a name used sometime in the past for the goddess of magic, but
Okay, so none that you know.
don't know.
Okay.
I have a question. The like high, I don't know enough about the previous religion, but I assume there was some sort of equivalent of high priests or priestesses. What happened to them? Were they killed? Were they run out? Were they imprisoned?
Vincenzo says, I will not speak again of these old things. You must understand, in this modern world, we don't need to talk about what may have happened here before. It is of no consequence to our life now.
Have we
But it is
explained
so
Wood's condition to her already?
Oh no, we haven't. Not at all.
I think we should.
This dear Dragonborn, our friend, is gravely ill. We don't know how much time he has left. And the greatest, most talented wizard in in the Empire could only help a little bit. And so we thought we'd come seek out the expertise of dragon experts, that maybe they would have insight into dragonborn physiology that a wizard wouldn't. And now everyone is telling us, oh no, shut up, don't talk about that, it's not important. Well, it's important to us, okay, Vincent?
There's also
We're
says,
leaving.
there's also says, I mean, it is the law that we should not speak of the dragons and that kind of worship. Those infidels are long gone, and you should not pursue this. At least not with anybody you just meet randomly. I don't have all the answers for your questions, or I suppose any of them. But all I know is you seem to share all your issues a little too easily.
Well,
Are you
that's
saying we shouldn't trust you and
someone
that
who
we
told
should?
us to share all our secrets immediately. What-
Does anybody have any other questions?
I don't
No,
think so.
I'm good.
Benzonza says, well, if you are leaving, there's one thing I could ask. If that tablet, as you say, has something to do with Mistra and the I suppose the history of our religion, and seeing as how I do not know anything of it, and that it is broken and lost to time, and I mean nobody can turn time back. Would you perhaps be willing to leave it here for our use, for so we can study it, perhaps figure out more of it, since I doubt you will have any real use of it.
I
Well,
think
we
can,
still hold out hope that we might collect the second piece to fit together with this one. So perhaps, I mean, as you can see, the text fragment which is written upon it is quite short. We could copy this down for you and leave you with a copy of that. And
I
if
was
we come across the other half in our travels, of course, we'd then be able to complete this whole message.
And
I was
Sansa
thinking
says,
we leave
did
the
you
original. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking that we would leave. We would take the copy of notes that we made, and then give the original to her.
No.
Yeah, but Sansa says, oh, did you not before tell me that it was worn, not broken?
Yeah, we were told. Well, I mean, as a player, Dupe has already told us that it is eroded, not split in two.
Well, it could be like the corner could have broken off and then that edge could have been worn down. Possibly, maybe.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Dupe, but isn't that the opposite of what you said?
I
I'll leave it. I'm not gonna correct you if you're wrong. I'll leave you to figuring it out yourself. I mean, you were told. Yeah, you'll have to just dig into your memories about
well, I
how it was.
distinctly
But
remember that we weren't able to cast mending on it, or do
mending
any sort of
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
or any sort of restorative magic.
Well, we could, I don't know, see if anyone's able to do locate object. Maybe a bit of
Well,
a stretch because they're just kind of imagining what the second piece would
but
look like.
but regardless, I think it would be more practical for us. We are traveling about the world. If we stumble across a similar tablet, maybe comparing the two will let us fill in the gaps, or perhaps this is a magical item of some sort which we will need later. We can gladly leave you with a copy of this text on it. It is quite short. But
Vincenzo says, well, if it's just the text, I can memorize that easily. But you must understand, an artifact of our religion would be very important for us. So I would much rather have it the other way around, that you would leave
The
this
answer's no, lady.
tablet,
can I
tablet
You're
for
not
us.
getting this tablet.
insight check this? Why does she
Sure.
want this tablet? Like, before she was completely dismissive of it.
I mean, why is not not a question for an insight check. What is it that you want to know?
If she's telling the truth.
Does this sudden interest in the tablet have some sort of secondary motivation?
Not as far as you can tell, no. I mean, yeah, as far as you can tell, it's a pretty like sound reasoning.
Okay.
Well, I think we're done here. Unless someone has anything else, but on our way out, you have been incredibly unhelpful. But, and I'm assuming the answer to this is no, but does this, and I pull out the schematics for the thing that I drew, does this mean
my god.
anything to you?
I love how you pull out everything every time you meet somebody new. You like go through all your stuff and you're like, do you know anything
I mean, that's
about
just
this?
video
Do you know
game
anything
logic.
about
You
this?
have to
Do
check
you know
all
anything
of
about
the
this?
you have to probe out all of the conversational trees that are possible. That's just how it goes.
We don't have prompts
Mhm.
to ask about X
And it's
item or in particular.
yeah, and it's worked very well for you in the past. Vincenzo says, what is this?
It is schematics to a device that we found in the Underdark that was too big for us to take with us, but it was very intriguing, and I would like to know what it is, but no one is able to tell me.
Vincenzo says, well, I do not know why I would know anything either. I am a priestess of Mistra, not some Underdark magician of machines. Would your drow friend not know anything about this?
Whatever. Okay. Close it back up. We're leaving now.
On my way out,
Excellent.
I'll say to her quietly, "Thank you for your time, and sorry for some of them being a bit rude. And I would be happy to give the tablet if the party were happy with it. Maybe one day I'll be able to get it to you."
She nods and says, "Yeah, thank you. Any artifact relating to Mistra, we are always interested in."
Of course. And then I'll take my leave as well.
All right. I mean, Vincenza leads you up. Doesn't just like wait for you to leave, but leads you back up to the temple proper, and yeah, nothing. No demons have suddenly attacked or anything.
It's not demons, it's vampires that have attacked.
Well, that was thoroughly unhelpful.
Shall we
Was
go
it, though?
back to Redonia?
Well, I mean, I think it was curious how uninterested she was in the tablet and how little she knew about it. I mean, I would assume a religious person such as she would know about historical names for her goddess, but that she didn't is curious.
Is it?
It wasn't like she was new or anything either.
Well, I mean, she said she's old, probably several hundreds of years old, maybe even
Yeah.
a century, maybe even a millennia. It's hard to tell, but I don't know.
Well, I have no ideas on what to do around here.
Well, we could
so-
go back to that hospital, if I'm being a bit selfish here.
Yeah, let's go back to Redonia.
All right.
What time is it about?
It is. Where's my thing? So I mean, you arrived here in the evening.
I'll be back.
So yeah, you'd have to like camp out before heading off again.
I'd like to look over at the mountains that are to the east and kind of survey the skylines over there.
To the west, you mean?
If that's west, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's the sky. What are you looking for?
If there's anything in the sky.
No, I
Any
mean nothing out of the ordinary.
birds or hawks, eagles.
Oh, I mean normal assortment of birds and stuff.
I mean, that's technically also where the dragons on this continent have been reported at. So, always got to keep a lookout for a dragon.
Yeah, no, like you see nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah. Dragons are not ordinary flying things right now, so true. I guess that must be specified because it could be.
This is a magic setting. It's totally ordinary.
But no, nothing strange.
As we left the building, were any of them watching us?
Yes.
Would we feel like that's an unusual amount of them, or
Unusual amount of priests?
well, an unusual amount of people to be watching us leave a scene, or is that just what we've come to expect?
Let's say it's what you've come to expect. Yeah.
So we don't get like the sense that we're being followed or chased or anything.
No, nobody's chasing you.
Well,
But you are a strange little party of people who were just invited down to the
Trying to
basement
camp
and then
outside
came up.
the church.
yeah, I guess we build up a bit of distance, maybe a couple 100 meters or so. just so we're not in the immediate vicinity of this place.
Oh, we can walk a bit further than that. We can get a good kilometer between us. Won't take
Okay.
us long.
Yeah.
Hopefully, also like with a bit of foliage, so that we can hide behind a tree or a bush. So we're not
Well, the
just out.
foliage is the woods that are like several miles away. So
So it's is it then plains around us for a couple of kilometers, or
yeah, I mean between you and the forest, there's just pretty much open terrain. As said, the temple itself is on like a hilltop. But yeah,
so there's nowhere to really hidden place tiny hut.
no. Also, tell me
Oh, wow.
you're unmuted. But yeah, not really.
Okay. Well, at least we can change the outside color of it to blend in with the surroundings. So hopefully we can be hidden and safe. And then once we're like where we're agreed to camp up, I will say, okay, I'm going to try it again like you suggested, and I'm really going to focus on it and get all 6 of us in here. I'm really working on this, and I'll ritually cast Tiny Hut for all of us.
Yep.
So while he's ritually casting Tiny Hut, Donnie is going to go ahead and just try and grab that box out of the cart.
It's not in the cart. It's in my inside coat pocket, or like.
Okay.
No, isn't it in your fake scroll case?
Yeah.
Or your scroll case?
Either way,
But
would
in
be
the
about
coat
that
pocket.
on the
either
inside.
way, while you are, in my opinion at least, distracted, I will try and snag that away once again.
I feel guilty for starting this.
Sure.
So is that an advantage roll for me or a disadvantage roll for him or anything? Because I'm doing it while he's busy. That's my goal.
Yeah, I mean it's again like yeah, it's not gonna be
Well, ritually
easy
casting.
for you, considering it is on Frid's person and
I know. I'm just saying,
yeah.
while he's distracted, I'm going to try and do something about it. So, should advantage and disadvantage, are we going to apply either one of those or just change the AC? Or is it in your mind the exact same thing we did before?
I mean it's gonna be pretty much the same thing as before as well. But you can try sleight of hand against Frid's perception.
And for normals for us?
Yeah, you can both roll normally.
Okay, natural 5. We'll take that's going to be great.
Yeah, so Frid, you notice Donnie again trying to come and grab you and kind of try to yoink the thing from you.
I stop casting a spell, and then I look over at Donnie. What the hell, dude? This isn't okay.
Listen, man, it's just going to happen. I'm going to try and wrestle it out of his hand instead.
It's not in my hands. It's in the...
Okay, wrestle it off his person instead. Is that an option?
Yeah, I mean, you were just what we were determining before was whether Frid was going to notice it or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing stopping you from necessarily doing that. So
Okay.
yep. Does
Can
Frid?
I cast a spell?
I mean, what spell?
Polymorph.
If it's a reaction, then yes.
I guess it's not a reaction. Should we then roll initiative for whatever this is?
No. First of all, I would appreciate it if you don't suddenly start killing each other.
I'm
But
not trying
if,
to. I just
but
don't want to get my possessions stolen.
yeah, but what I'm asking is Frid trying to stop Donnie from taking it.
Yeah, essentially peacefully.
Okay, then Donnie and both of
safely
you
stop it.
roll strength.
Wow, this is great. Pretty high for me. Not high enough though.
Yep, Donnie has it.
Okay, listen, buddy. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything about it. I'm just saying you, in this current state of weariness from your disease, maybe you aren't the best one to make decisions on whether or not people who weren't involved open up certain pieces of Arcana while we're like camping out here away from civilization. Okay?
You open that, and we're gonna have problems.
You and I, or you and me and everybody else? Just out of curiosity.
Does it matter? It is going to cause problems if you open that at this current point in time.
With you saying that, I'm just gonna tuck it into my shell. Don't worry about it. It's all fine for now. Let's keep on going. I just don't know if you're the best one to have the deciding factor on that right now.
And what makes you think you are, given this highly magic-related issue?
Because I've seen you scrap before. And if something blows up, if something goes awry, I think I am, and if not capable, willing to take the brunt of that. You in your current state, not sure that I want to risk losing you to some sort of
The
abnormality.
whole point is not to explode and to prevent those things beforehand.
Yeah, especially when you're around. I'm saying I'm a bit more durable. I'm going to just hold on to this for now. I'm a third party in all of this. Feels like a relatively safe kind of medium for us to reach.
I'm not going to escalate it further.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn away from Donnie very sourly.
Hey, Donnie, keep in mind that there is a certain someone that could be watching us.
Oh, I know. There's birds of a feather that flock together, and they could be up there right now. I don't know what's up. I'm just saying, based on what I watched Fred say to Miss Magic over there, I'm gonna just hold on to this for a little while. Just feel like I'm a safe option for the third party initiative of all of us.
I mean, it's a similar reasoning to why we gave Celeste the Time Stone originally. She was the beefiest. And we thought that, if we all got suddenly, like, I don't know, caught in a landmine or something, she would be the one most likely to survive and then could
Okay.
turn back time. But this is different. But
more generally, though, what do we want to do now? I think we've exhausted all of our courses of action regarding this specific problem.
Actually,
regarding
there's one more thing.
there is
Tolden or Thogden, what is it called? Yeah, Tolder. He asked us to meet him again. Remember? After we went to the Temple of Mistra.
No, he didn't. He asked us to meet him again, or as you related to me, in a week or so, when new events have come up, and it's been less than a day, or just about a day. I don't know if he'll have anything for us, but regardless, I was referring to threads we could pull regarding this overarching prophecy and box, and also Feared's illness, things like that. correct me if I'm wrong, but we've visited the temple, learned nothing new. We've visited Redonia, found no healers.
We haven't gone to the hospital there, which was what was recommended.
We could try that, yes. But I mean, otherwise, I think the obvious choice would be to head to Farn Lawson, I guess.
I think we
That's-
should go back to Redonia and stop by the hospital if that's what Fred wants to do, and talk to Tholder, because he did say to meet him before we left town.
He did. He said he might have some more jobs, I believe. So I mean, I'm fine with staying around Redonia, getting some work done in the morning, maybe heading back to see what's his name within a couple of days' time, and just see if there's anything around here that we need to do or that could be helpful for the rest of us. I don't know. Some omnipotent presence told me there was something special coming when I was heading here originally, but I don't know how that's happened since then. So I don't know.
My vote is we go to the hospital, and then we go on to Farn Lawson,
Oh,
Okay.
which hospital are we talking about again?
the one in Redonia.
Yeah, sure. So
So we do that.
Well, it's currently evening, and are we gonna? How long does it take travel-wise to get back there?
To Redonia,
Yeah.
it's like a day's travel,
Okay.
a full day.
So we stay here, sleep the night, rest the night, head to Redonia, arrive at evening, stay at perhaps the same inn, perhaps a different inn, doesn't matter. And then the following morning we investigate this hospital that you refer to. I don't remember this, but perhaps there can be something useful there. Does that sound like what? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Can anyone
So
hear I don't know what it is. It sounds like someone's breathing into their mic
I
heavily.
think that's Mort.
oh, is it too close? Is that better?
Maybe. I can't hear it at the moment.
yeah,
How about now?
well, that's too close.
I also can't. I don't know if you're breathing heavily or just peacefully at the moment.
But yeah, so does Frid cast Tiny Hut as that was interrupted?
Do I?
Why not? You're gonna get the spell slot.
Because
back
well, no,
anyway.
it's not even a spell slot. That's not the reason why. It's because Fred is annoyed, and it's really
Yeah.
about the parameters. Do I include everyone in the tiny hut or not? Or do I? I mean, I guess it's just as cold inside as outside. If he's got the thing now, then I suppose he can have it. He can be in here, and it's safer to be so. But I'm going to look very unhappy whilst doing the spell, and I'll do it normally. Make sure that we blend the outside of the tiny hut's color with the surrounding that we're currently in as well.
All right. So you go to sleep. You rest. You take a long rest, and it is morning.
Cool.
hospitals, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to the hospital, I believe.
All right. You start your travel towards Redonia. As was when you arrived this way, you passed through a forest. Nothing out of the ordinary there. In the forest. Hold on, Tillman, you've got it unmuted again. So nothing out of the ordinary there in the forest. And it's pretty much a non-eventful travel, although Anlos asks you generally during the adventure or the travel, asks shouldn't we try to find anything about these dragon clans here? As I said, it's only been 20 years or so. Surely there's somebody around here who's willing to talk about these, since it seems important to you. I mean, I'm no adventurer. I don't know how these things work, but it sounds to me like that could be an interesting adventure for me to witness.
Well, we did try looking for those types of people in Redonia, but I didn't see anything. And I mean, there was a very heavy guard presence there. Are there people who live in this forest? Are we like passing by people's like woodsmen's huts or anything like that, or small villages or anything?
Out on the big road, you'd have to go and investigate.
But there are like smaller roads that branch off of it occasionally, or
Sure. But I mean, it'll delay your travel if you want to stop in the forest and investigate it.
well, I'm not quite sure. My personal area of expertise lies more in urban centers, urban populations where there are, well, things to buy, people to talk to, markets to see. I'm not sure. Perhaps we
Alice
could.
says, didn't you think it's strange that everything about the temple seemed so new and polished up? It's so ancient of a place.
Well, I mean, generally, I thought it was very weird how uninterested and uninformed the priestess was. I mean, she's centuries, millennia old and doesn't know the old name or possible old name about her goddess, seemed completely uninterested in the tablet until the very end. In general, I mean, temples above ground aren't my area of expertise, but it was thoroughly unusual. Yes, I agree.
I assumed they kept it pristine with magic, but now that you say that, it is weird that it looks so new.
Alice says, yeah, like, as I said before, to you, like, this whole conquest of these lands was quite recent, so I myself also find it really strange that nobody would be willing to talk about this, though I suppose we haven't questioned that many people, only a couple of
Well, and also the
people.
types of people we've questioned haven't been the types who would talk about any of this. I mean, we've asked the assistant governor, vice governor. They would presumably not want to talk about, well, what is illegal. We've talked to the head priestess, who was probably appointed there by the government. I mean,
We also talked to the innkeeper.
well, but the innkeeper's job is to minimize trouble for himself and his guests.
Yeah.
We haven't talked to anybody who is in any way incentivized to help us or to inform us beyond their obligation to us or our social standing as adventurers.
Atlas says I know it's not exactly within my research, but I am worried about Frid, so I feel like we should make sure that we try and find any help we can.
I agree, Anlos. I'm sort of saving, like, putting up an all call for insurrectionists is not the word, but like people who still follow the old religion, because I fear that when we do that, we're going to get kicked out. So I'm thinking that's maybe a thing we do on our way out of town. You know what I mean? Like after we've done everything else.
Well, maybe we could. I think the biggest problem is we haven't found anyone willing to talk to us because they have no reason to talk to us. But if they were indebted to us in any way or had some sort of elevated trust with us, they might be able to or willing to talk to us about this. I mean, the fact that this event was only 20 years ago means basically everybody we talked to we could talk to lived through this series of events and has their own viewpoint. We could perhaps, I don't know, stop at one of the farming village outskirts of Redonia and
Oh, we could try paying someone.
Atlas was actually kind of interested when you said that they would have to be indebted and also kind of started to kind of you you look at Atlas just kind of thinking hard and then says, "Oh, I know."
Cerulean Knight is now hosting the stream.
How about I create an illusory threat to somebody, and then you act like you saved them?
Perfect.
well, I mean, I think there are easier ways of.
Or alternatively, we could just go to the hospital and see if that resolves it first, rather than stirring up a bunch of trouble potentially.
I mean, we can multitask.
And Atlas says, "But
Fine.
if
you
I only
guys can go do that.
Yeah, sorry, you were breaking up a little again. But yeah, Alice says, if I just create an illusionary threat, then that's better than you being going into real trouble, right? Right?
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily.
How is going to a hospital real trouble?
Well, Feared, I think.
I agree with this plan. I will be going to the hospital.
Feared, I think that the core issue we are facing is that none of the people we've talked to are willing to truly speak their mind, as they're all being, well, they have no incentive to do so. So Anlos is suggesting that we give them an incentive somehow. But I don't know. I don't think this would be conductive to long-term success as adventurers. I mean, there's plenty of trouble out in the world without us causing more illusionary trouble. Surely we could find something. I
The
mean,
way I see,
Like, I
Also,
don't know, money.
the way I see
even
it,
though
um,
you said yourself that you're charismatic enough, I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could make them talk about the past. But I think that can wait until after a hospital visit.
very well. I mean, we can go to the hospital, and I mean, maybe they have some specialized healers, but if there is no answers, if there are no answers for us there, we can, I mean, head out among the villages. I mean, there's plenty of small hamlets surrounding Bredonia where the rule of law is presumably weaker, and where the people are in need of adventurers such as ourselves.
We can try that avenue after the hospital. We've been recommended a medical facility. I'd rather like to make use of it before we get ourselves kicked out of this area.
Yeah, I agree.
Very well.
I think acting outside the law should be the last thing we do.
I think it's
Sorry.
funny for Mervyn to be the one to say that.
Well, you know, if I've learned anything from our adventures in Stonehome, it's that we did sort of, I mean, I don't regret anything we did. Perhaps I regret the order in which we did them. Because once we sort of put a target on our backs, it became difficult to do anything else. So,
I mean,
you
Janice is a neutral type of person, so she's not going to say anything. But what Anlos is suggesting is definitely not of the good or neutral alignment.
oh, I have no
Wink,
problem with
wink,
the action.
nudge,
It's
nudge.
the consequences that'll follow that I'm afraid of. But yeah.
So we're agreed that we're first going to try at the hospital. Cool. Yeah, we'll make our way over there.
All right. So you keep traveling throughout, and you end up at Fredonia without any incident. And
time of day
you are
is
let. It is evening, like let's say 9 o'clock in the evening. The guards let you in and everything.
Should we try to go back to that inn that we were at?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we make our way over there.
Remind me of the name of this inn.
I have it.
Beaver.
No, that's
The Winking Halfling.
Oh yeah. Wrong.
All right.
All my notes from last time were deleted, so I don't know.
Yeah, you make your way back to the Winking Halfling, and
Oh no, Dupe, are there going to be consequences to my actions last week?
What did you do?
I disguised myself as the innkeeper to get into the library.
No, the thing I'm thinking about is
worse.
no, it's fine, but question to you, as I have forgotten. Do you remember how much it cost you to
5
stay?
gold.
All right,
No,
then it's
not
5 gold
no.
again.
5 gold? Jesus Christ! I thought it was only like 1.
I was like, I would have guessed 3.
Because it was the same as the deposit on the book, I'm pretty sure.
The book deposit was like 10 gold.
10. The book deposit was like 10 gold. Yeah.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure we just paid a single gold for this because I distinctly remember sliding one
that's true.
coin across the counter while I was arguing about whether there were actually 6 beds.
Right.
That is true. Yes. All right. So, you can remove 1 gold from your cart.
I will do that.
Grid was about to overpay, come in with just throwing money on the table and being like,
I mean, we could
give us the
afford it
room.
regardless.
Yeah.
Give us the presidential suite.
But yeah, you get to sleep in the same room again, and yeah, nothing again happens. It is morning in Redonia.
Okay. I'll ask the
No
innkeeper
demons
for
attacking.
direction. Any vampires?
No. Yeah, you're told where the hospital is.
Okay. Then I will make my way over there with as many of the party members as want to come.
Mervyn
guess
has
we'd all
something else he
go.
wants to do while they go to the hospital. So he's gonna stay behind.
So wait, so Mervin's not going?
No, Mervyn wants to see. I want to see if I can find. I guess I'll ask the innkeeper this before everyone heads out, because if it's not an option, then I'll go with them. I asked Robert, is there any sort of like Raven mail system here? Or like, I guess
Raven
what's the mail situation? Or maybe this is just something Mervyn would know.
No, I mean you probably wouldn't, but yeah, Robert says Raven mail.
Yeah.
What kind of mail do you mean?
Like letters, like.
Yes, I know what mail is. What
Right.
for what purposes?
I need to send a letter to someone, but it's on the other side of the mountain range, so I'm not sure if it'll really is that possible?
Robert says,
Does mail still go
well,
through? Just on?
I highly doubt that. I mean, I think maybe if you have some sort of high diplomatic mail, maybe that can be sent. But yeah, I mean, the war's going on and everything. I don't think so. Don't you adventurers have like magics that you can cast and everything?
I don't think I have anything that's gonna go that far.
Could call Sarvent and ask them, or actually, no, we're not that close to Stoneholm.
I think. Never mind.
Let's just imagine for a moment that I did have a diplomatic seal. Where would I go to send that letter?
Robert says, well, again, this is not really something I really concern myself with, but perhaps at the castle somebody would know, somebody working for the governor.
Okay. Thanks. I guess Mervin's gonna write a letter and then use his forgery kit to make it look more official. And the letters to either Yar or Binks, whichever one is actually alive. I don't remember.
Do you should just like write it. Yeah, all Binks, whomever is still alive, to whomsoever
yeah.
concerns.
And it's gonna update them on what we discovered about magical ley lines, and then I'm gonna ask um about if we could, this would require traveling, but I would just like to ask them if it was within their power to do a little time travel, possibly to when the tablet was complete. If that is like something they think they'd be capable of if we got them access to a magical ley line. And then that's all that's going to be in the letter. And then I'm going to.
Or question: Are the rest of the party aware of what you're, or that you're writing a letter and who you're writing it to, and what is the content of it, or not? Are we not?
I'm at the front desk talking to Robert about it. But
yeah, I mean, not automatically unless Mervyn tells you no. Since
no, I didn't.
You're just all heading out. Okay. Mervyn starts writing up a letter. And then do you go to the castle or where?
Yeah. Well,
what's the plan?
I'm using my forgery kit and addressing it to Anlin. And I'll use
for forging what exactly?
How exactly would a reply reach you, Mervyn?
That's a great question.
But like, how can you forge a diplomatic seal if you don't know what it is?
That's a great question. Do I remember what like Anlin's family crest looks like?
Possibly.
Yeah. Then that would probably be my closest.
Well, if the regular postage system actually no. Never mind. Janice isn't there.
You know what? Maybe I'll hold off on this, and then I'll wait until we get to a city that has an adventurers guild, and then it might be easier to send messages through there.
Sure. Okay. I'll also just as a DM free pointer advice, I would like to remind you of the spell sending.
What?
Which might suit your purposes just as well as, or better than a letter.
Yeah. I suppose I could find someone who can cast that spell.
Yeah. Anyways, while Mervyn's writing letters and thinking about life, the rest of the party is going to the hospital. And you find a hospital. It's a big building with patients in it.
Is there a reception or a check-in area?
Yeah, sure.
I'll go over there and say, hi, do you have anyone who's good with Dragonborn physiology here?
The receptionist is a young dwarven lady, and they say, well, I mean, we treat all races here, even drow.
Well, then I'll say, could I be seen by someone who has knowledge of well, this is hard to explain, but we're a chartered adventuring company, and through our adventures, I have been there's something inside of me that shouldn't be. It entered my body, and it's like it's hard to explain. It's
I'm just
yeah,
gonna
if it's
nudge
someone
him
with
in the ribs, and I'm just gonna say you have to explain your symptoms first, or they'll be very confused.
well, that's I'd explain it to the doctor. I just
No,
want
otherwise they won't know which doctor to come pick up.
well, it's the symptom. The symptoms have been temporarily healed by the wizard Waldenrich, um, but there's something inside my body or my blood. We're not entirely sure.
The receptionist says, "Well, I suppose you can go speak to one of our healers. Perhaps they can look you over and see what your situation might be." Um, then they kind of look through some papers, browse the papers down, and say, yes, okay. Second floor, first door on the right."
Thank you very much, and then I'll go there.
All right.
Do you want us to come with you, Feared?
Um,
Or should we wait in the reception area here?
last time someone had a look at me, I fainted. So, it probably might be best if someone is there just to keep an eye. Mort might be able to lend a medical hand. I don't know.
All right, I guess we'll accompany you then.
Somebody
Mort's
needs to
also
hold
the only
Fritz.
one who wasn't bullying you about the box.
So yeah, you go up there. You open up the door. Or you probably knock first. Who knows? But anyways, you manage to make your way through the door and into this little office, and there awaiting you is a half orc who's dressed pretty plainly, and they say, "Hello, I am the healer Blizzorg. How can I help you?"
Well, this is going to take a second or two to explain, so do bear with me. Um, um, we're a chartered venturing company. I put my hand in a machine. It felt like it puts me inside of me. We thought it was, well, I thought at the time it was something useful. Turns out it later wasn't very useful, or at least not to my physiology. This happened in the Underdark. When we came out of the Underdark, I started being afflicted by the sun negatively. I started feeling very exhausted, and other negative effects linked commonly with being exhausted. But it wasn't really that I wasn't sleeping at all. It was just the sunlight, and my condition only was bad in the sunlight. Later, it progressed so that I started feeling some of those similar traits at nighttime, and I sort of felt an impending death overlooking me if it continued. We went to Waldenrich, the wizard in Sarvent, and he managed to temporarily aid me and alleviate my symptoms, but said that I'm on borrowed time and that I'd need a professional to have a look at me and take whatever was inside of me that wasn't working with me out of me, and recommended we come to Redonia, and then we have spoken with the vice governor, and he said that we should come to the hospital here. Here we are.
I'm just gonna add that I've tried a few very simple remedies, not anything special. And if he knows anybody that specializes in dragon physiology or dragonborn anatomy, we would appreciate any pointers to such people.
Blizzog says, says, well, this sounds very strange. I'm not an expert on disease from the Underdark, and I guess your friend here is neither. Or how else would you be coming all the way over here? But I mean, it sounds like some sort of drow sickness or something of the sorts. Are you sure you got it from this machine and not from this person?
The abode where we found it in the Underdark seemed to be that of a gnomes. None of us spoke gnomish, and we couldn't read the writing, and the furniture was all very small there, so fitting the size of a gnome. So that's what we assumed, but we didn't see anyone in the place where we were adventuring.
Interesting. Well, let me see if I can magically see what could be wrong with you.
Please go ahead.
And Blizzog casts a spell on you.
Is it a touch spell?
No. And that was the end of the questioning. I guess.
Yeah. No, Janice was just gonna crack a remark about him giving us diseases with him, but never mind, since he didn't actually touch me.
But yeah, Blizzog just kind of starts doing a medical examination on Frida as well, and says, well, it seems like you're all good right now. I don't think we have any facilities here in Redonia that would allow us to extract this thing out of you, as you said. Did the wizard have any other options for that, or?
He also suggested the academy in Farn Lawson might help, but he also advised that an expert in Dragonborn physiology might know something, but we've come unlucky on that front up here. But unless, again, you know anyone who is particularly well equipped at dealing with Dragonborn.
Blizzog says, well, not really, no. I'm pretty new to these parts, actually, myself. All I know is that there used to be people who probably would have known something about this, though we're not really supposed to talk about that.
We've sort of been told as much. Any of your superiors might know anything, or no?
I doubt it. But perhaps you should ask around town.
So, how
just
long
between
have you
you
been
and
working
me.
here?
No.
Blizzog says, well, a few years now. How come?
I'm just curious.
You were saying something about asking around town.
Yes. It would probably, I mean, just between you and me, the people outside of the city are under less watch than inside here, so you may find some information around there. I mean, I'm just a healer, not exactly an expert on these things, but
Can I get your opinion on something?
yes.
if we were to put an advertisement around town for this kind of stuff, do you think people would be receptive to giving us, helping us in this way?
Blizzog says, well, as I said, the law is quite strict about things relating to dragons, so I would not I would heavily suggest you would not do that.
As would I.
Yeah,
But thank you for your advice.
it was just a thought.
All right, I guess we head out then, or
Well, actually, Blizzard says, well, as I said, I do not see anything treatable about you right now. But here are some herbs that you can have. Take one in the morning, one in the evening, and call me if anything else happens.
do I recognize these herbs by chance?
Yeah, same.
You can do a nature check if you want.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Would it be nature or medicine?
You can do a nature check if you want.
Okay.
Is healthcare free in Redonia?
Sure, we'll find out.
These are probably just some homeopathic
Oh, nice.
placebos.
Yeah, more things. You recognize them. It's not exactly important what they are. They are like they're this sort of they're like leaves of a particular flower, which is known to have some like healing properties for stuff like, you know, if you've got a fever or if you've got a headache or anything like that. So I mean, yes, in this hospital full of medical professionals, you are indeed given actual medicine. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, do you then just leave?
Thank you for your time. Are we off? Are we allowed to leave?
Yeah, nobody's stopping you.
Well,
No, we have to pay the insurance company first.
that's kind of what I'm asking. Is there anything more that we have to do there? In their eyes.
No.
Okay, in that case, yeah, we'll just leave.
Yeah. What's Mervin doing?
Mervin's waiting for them to get back. I can't remember. What's that horrible history line where it's like, we can't give her dead spiders, are you crazy? Something like that. Never mind, sorry. Yeah, he's just waiting for them to get back. He assumes that they'll come back, fiddling with his stuff.
They never return.
We just leave the town.
Well, I guess the next step has become a bit more clear now. We should seek areas that are not quite under such a watchful eye by the local government. Maybe get a clearer picture on that. I propose we head out of the city, head to some smaller villages nearby, see if there might be some higher populations of dragonborn, maybe something for adventurers to do.
One more thing we could ask, maybe the barkeep is where the dragonborn villages are. I guess if that makes any sense.
What do you mean?
Or if something like that even exists, you mean?
Yeah. I assume there's gonna be some kind of village where these people have gone into hiding or something like that. I'm not sure.
Why would
If they're still alive.
they know?
alive? Yeah.
Yeah,
If
I
he's not
don't.
willing to
I
talk
don't think
about
it would
it,
be
he
common knowledge if that existed.
Otherwise, it
You
wouldn't.
could try
If it was common
playing-
knowledge, then it wouldn't exist.
Well,
Yeah.
if we didn't have Feared, we could try playing up the tourism angle, like, oh, I've always wanted to see dragonborns in their natural environment. But
Or Fried could be
And the market.
trying to find his long lost mother or something.
I mean, there's I don't know what I don't exactly follow what you're talking about, since there's like Dragonborn are a normal race, just among everybody else here. Like, if you were to go and ask about like a Dragonborn village, they would just be like, "What are you talking about? There's like
Nah, for some reason.
there's Dragonborn
thought-
living in every village."
Nah, for some reason I thought it was gonna be something like Bali, where all the remnants of one particular empire went after the empire collapsed went into this one island. And I was thinking it would be something like that. No, stupid.
well, regardless, perhaps we go out on the countryside, maybe visit the lake. I think we should go to the lake, see if there's anything interesting there. I mean, surely there are smaller fishing villages or something near that. How far away from the Redonia's walls is the lake?
It's like right next to them.
Okay.
Are they back at the inn yet? Can I join the group?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you get up to, Mervyn?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out how to send a message to Yar Yar and Binks at Anlin's house. Your message spell doesn't go all the way across the mountain range, does it?
I'm sorry. You were trying to do what?
Well, I mean the priestess said twice, no one can turn back time, and that got me thinking. We did meet someone who could turn back time, and I thought maybe, I don't know, if they were aware of the whole thing's going on with the magical ley lines, and if we could get them hooked
You
up.
could show them your diagram.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So your idea was to send a mail to high-level mages in a different country, but this country is currently at war with.
Yes.
And has been made aware of because of us, admittedly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was gonna use a fake diplomatic seal, but yeah.
So even worse, you were going to forge a fake letter, include pretty high value information to high value targets.
Yes.
And this didn't set off any red flags to you?
No.
Wow.
Seems
I
like
propose we don't
exactly
let
the
Mervyn
same
go
thing
anywhere.
Yeah, I've saved y'all's asses a bunch of times. I could do
You
with a
can
little credit
endanger it
here.
once or twice. Is that what you think?
Well,
if that had been intercepted, which it almost certainly would have, then I feel like we would have been in hot water.
Okay.
Well, I mean, surely there's a magical solution for this problem somehow. I've heard of spells that can commune long distances. But that said, shall we head out of the city? It's what? It's like before noon still? It's still the morning?
Yeah. More, Fred, do either of you have any magics that would allow us to do this?
Unless someone polymorphed into a bird can get there and back within an hour.
I think it would take Mini
No,
Mervin like 2 weeks
bards get sending.
to get there.
Bard may get spells, but I do not get to swap my spells, so I don't
Oh, yeah.
have many spells.
And wizards. Anlos might have it.
Does Anlos speak up when we're talking about long-range communication?
I mean, possibly, but KK, do you want to look at your character sheet again for the spell
Oh.
sending on level 3 in the cleric spell
Sorry,
list?
We get all the spells, so I don't know which ones I have and which ones I don't.
I was gonna say at the very least, couldn't KK cast it in the morning, if not tonight? Is that an option?
Yeah,
what
yeah,
level?
because as a cleric you can just switch the spells around. But yeah, like
Well, you prepare
Wait,
spells
what-
like
KK.
I do.
you have
Yeah,
the
let me
spell.
Yeah, I do
is
have
what
it.
I'm getting at. I'm like
I do have
like
it.
trying to
Not
trying to
prepared, but I
throw
do have
some yeah, I'm like trying to throw some hints down, like hey, there's maybe some solution. Hey, there's a solution called this. And then like
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm just very dumb.
it's fine.
I did not for a second think that I had it.
Hello, am I all broken up again now? My phone
No.
ran out of charge, even though it was on the charger.
Maybe the connection
Yeah,
is
but you
now
have a word limit
better.
of 25 words.
Yeah,
So,
I got this.
Well, when you're sending a message, you need to identify yourself. That's
Yeah.
important. And the purpose. And I presume this magic has some sort of response. That's possible.
Yeah.
Let me just put it up for you. Oh, it recognizes me as the sender, so you don't have to say it's you.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
I mean, also, Mort can just like spam it a few times.
How many
If
third
you
level spell
don't-
slots do you have?
Yeah, if you don't worry
mean-
about spell slots.
I do have 3. I want at least 1 for Spirit Guardian's worst case scenario.
Hello.
I don't even know if I use any other spells.
So,
You're gonna waste a word on hello?
we know why
Good morning. We are trying to reach you today to send you a message. That's
About your
25
car's
words.
extended warranty.
Exactly.
Are you able to turn back the time on an object, reverting it to a state it previously was?
magic. Okay, so we know why time loop was bad, magic weave unstable. Could you send us back in time and
I mean, I wasn't with you when this alleged time adventure occurred, but I think sending people back in time sounds like quite the achievement.
yeah, well, I'm thinking maybe if we can get them access to a ley line.
But perhaps I believe what Afir was just trying to say, what if instead of sending people back in time, we sent the tablet of Mithra we reversed its time to a state
Ooh.
when it was undamaged. I mean, it's a small object. It's
That's
as
a
far as
good
we
thing.
know,
Okay.
non-sapient.
Um,
Or perhaps Feared has that glowing rock with what did you say was inside of it? A time
Time
demon or
fiend.
something? Yeah, they would they know about
We don't
doing
want to
this?
get the time fiend.
well, they might have to
That's the
use the
worst
time
case.
fiend, but
Maybe. That's the worst
yeah,
case
let's
scenario.
not. Yeah,
Or you could try.
with
I'm not sure how friendly that would be.
the time stone.
Only one way to find out.
Time
kind of
fiend,
a-
we have come to bargain.
Also, we might potentially ask about sending items forward in time, because if I have a feeling if we sent Donnie's staff forward in time, it might just be +3 at some point.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe.
Or it would turn into some sort of nuke.
Or it
But-
would just rot away.
Yeah, but I mean, hold on. If you're sending the stuff forward in time, then in this time you no longer have the stuff.
Well, yeah. No. What I mean is send time
Yeah,
through
exactly.
the item. Send time through the item.
Okay.
You
I've
mean
got exactly
accelerate
25
passage
words.
Age
of
the
time
item, yeah.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Age or age
Yeah.
the
I've
item.
got exactly 25 words. We know why time loop was bad. Magic weave unstable. Could you reverse damage to an object with time stone and / or a magic ley line?
Wait, you had the space to put slash. Nice.
I'm gonna get rid of A and then at the end put please. And then hand the note to Mort.
Mort adding
Okay.
please at the end is gonna be very weird to him, but he's gonna faithfully recreate the message. No, this is gonna happen tomorrow, so I guess.
Oh
we
yeah,
have
you
to
need to
wait
prepare the
for
spell.
We never did check
What-
what would happen if you
How
augured
does
opening the thing
spell
again.
preparation work with artificers? Do you get all your spells and you have to prepare it, or
The way I do it is like every time we start a new day, I pick the number of spells that I'm allowed to prepare. I just choose the ones I'll have for the day. Which is difficult because I don't know what we're going to use. So usually I always have cure wounds on hand, and usually I also pick shield. And then if I
Yeah,
think if we're going to get into a battle, then that's one set of spells, and if I don't, then it's another.
Yeah, from a spell preparation point of view, it is always good to discuss what your plan for the day is before it happens, instead of just going somewhere. Deciding halfway through, hey, let's go kill some
I have
monster
like,
in the forest.
But it's more
Yeah.
fun. That one.
Yeah.
I have like 4 combat spells that I use, and the rest are all utility, like augury and.
Janice prepares all her spells every day.
Do
Always
you
ready.
think it'd be wise to cast augury now?
Yeah,
on
same.
Thing. Or no? Do we not
Augury
want
Well,
is
to
actually, can we check if the
opening the thing.
box is magical again, or magical still, or whatever?
Why? Why wouldn't it be?
Oh,
Well,
ley
it
line
wasn't
is not
magical.
a compound word. Okay, never mind.
It wasn't magical. It wasn't magical when we were at the temple. That was specifically what was confusing. I had cast the detect magic spell, and to me, this box appeared as a mundane item.
Kate, you can make any word a compound word. Just put them all together into one word, and then it counts as one word.
Just write the message in German instead of in
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Finnish as well, it would be a lot, very much fewer words because we just,
You get a lot of information in there.
yeah, we use a lot of compound words, and also we like build words in a much different way to English, where in English it's like you have a separate word for every like grammatical part of the sentence.
Yeah.
We usually just bake it into the word itself. So sending is
English
more
sucks.
powerful in other languages. Actually, English is like one of the worst languages for that. But anyways, yeah, go on about the augury thing.
If we augury, we never did end up using augury on whether we open the box and it's a good or bad idea. And as Duke mentioned earlier, times have changed, so it might
Okay,
be something different. I don't know.
I'm gonna whip out the dragonborn bones and cast augury.
Also, are we gonna think about the wording of the question beforehand or no?
What will happen if we open the box?
It's
Okay.
I mean, I mean, what?
The
Yeah,
feedback is
I mean,
pretty
I guess.
inexact. It's just
Yeah, I
like
mean, I
we'll,
guess you
whoa.
can ask what, but you know, it doesn't tell you what it tells you. You know, so it's
The consequences.
yeah.
No, it will give us in weal or woe or both.
Yeah.
So
What are the
the
consequences of
consequences.
opening the box, I guess?
I mean, bad stuff is still an answer to what will happen. So
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa,
perfectly
alone
fine
this
question.
time. Or
Yeah.
maybe the woe is gone this time.
But is that your question?
Yes.
Or
Okay.
wait, don't you for augury you have to supply an action that you're going to take, right? So the action that we're auguring is opening the box.
Yeah. So yep. So you yeah, so again, reminder, action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we
And
could open
and
We
and
could.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, so again, remember that this is only timed for the next 30 minutes, so again, in the future it might not be the same. And also I yeah, I'm gonna also specify that it specifically talks in this situation, especially the augury specifically will tell you about what happens when you open the box, not what other consequences it might have in the future. You
Yeah.
know what I
But
mean? Like it's
if
not about the train of like events that
yeah.
might happen.
But if we
No,
open
you're
the
talking
box
about in
and
the short term, right? As
yeah.
opposed to the long term.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Like
if we open the box and the elven guy pops out of nowhere and starts attacking us within 30 minutes, then it would be
yeah,
a
that
bad.
that well, that would be bad, but that would also when you put it that way, that would not necessarily be.
I
It's
would
more
call
that
that an immediate consequence.
it's more that the augury will answer what happens with the box itself, because like outside forces can do whatever. But yeah, mainly the point is that it answers the question more about like if something good or bad is going to happen if you open it with the box itself, what it's going to do. But anyways, yeah, you throw around your bones, and your reply is Your reply is nothing.
Neither wheel nor wool.
So maybe we're simply incapable of opening the box, regardless of what means we hypothetically could apply.
No, I would assume that it would in the short term there would be no results. I would assume that we have already opened the box. That's what the question has assumed. Sorry. That makes sense.
Well, no, we auguried attempting to open the box and the consequences. So maybe no answer means that we open the box and we find absolutely nothing interesting at all, and it's simply boring. Or we are unable to open the box. I mean, I'd assume no matter what happens, if we open the box, that would be a good thing for us because we would gain knowledge. So the fact that there's no answer would indicate to me that it simply doesn't work. We lack the means to do so.
Just as a quick question, when augury is used, is this from the point of view of the god, who's looking at it through our lens? Is that how it works?
Oh no.
Like,
It's about you.
yeah, is it like somebody else is gonna look at it through our lens and then tell us whether?
Mm, I mean, yes. It's depends on the question that you're
Oh, it's
asking.
the GM. Yeah,
But
literal god.
yeah, but yeah, it depends on the question you're asking. But generally speaking, it's from like, it is what happens to you with it. If it's a good thing for you, bad thing for you, or something in between.
Okay.
Question: Is that 25% cumulative, additive, or multi? Or does it multiply?
Compound.
It says
Yeah, that's-
cumulative,
So
25% chance
it would
plus
be if we did it 5 times, for example, we'd
It'd
get
be wrong.
100% a wrong reading.
Probably.
So
Not wrong, random.
well,
Right.
okay.
Wouldn't compounded mean that you would approach 100%, but you never actually reach it?
Yeah, but it says cumulative.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah. If it's random, then my theory might work. I was thinking
Yeah, no,
we
you
could ask the
can't. You
same question
can't.
multiple
No.
times.
No.
One of us always lies, one always tells the truth type stuff.
Yeah.
Not that lucky. No. Well, should we go to the outskirts of town then?
Just head out of Redonia, look at some of the surrounding villages, maybe see if there are any local needs for adventurers.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to near one that's near enough to the lake because we've heard reports that there's bandits on the other side of the lake. So
Deserters.
deserters. Well, either way, it might affect people living around the lake.
All right. You head on out up like northeast of town, and follow the lake a little bit. It's not it's not a huge place or anything like that. The lake is not massive. I mean, I guess it's big, but it's not. Yeah, I mean,
It's not so
there's
big
bigger
that you can't
ones.
see the other side of it.
Is it? Hold on, I need to get some Google Maps open here to gauge the size of a lake. Where's
On a
oh,
clear
oh,
day, you can see like
that is
maybe
big.
10 miles. So if it's not a perfectly clear day, then probably not.
Oh, whoops, that's a lot. That is a lot.
If you're at ground
Um,
level, you can only see about 3 miles, so
Mm.
it wouldn't be able to see the other side. And of course, assuming it's clear weather.
yeah, I mean that's not what I'm looking for here right now. But yeah, anyways, it is yeah, it is considerably a large lake, though it is bigger than the city itself. But yeah, you well yeah, you like just like the just outside of the city walls at the lake, there's already you know, there's people living there. You can see that I don't know, like mile further up northeast, there's a small village there, and it looks like there's just pretty much population all along the coast there.
How is the guard presence here now that we're outside of town? Is it still as heavily patrolled as inside, or
No, no.
then can I keep an eye out for thieves' cant or other similar hidden symbols which would indicate less than legal activities occurring?
You can.
I will do that then as we walk along. So, are we heading to that small town up there, over there?
Sure. Unless anyone has any other ideas. What's our
All right.
alibi, by the way, guys? We're
Oh.
Well, we're
increased-
adventurers. We're obviously looking for work.
looking for work. Okay.
Yeah, but how are we
Um,
going to discreetly ask about the old ways?
We won't. Well, I will plain up ask them, and they'll be too persuaded to refuse me.
No, no. See, this is what I was talking about with debts earlier. We have to do something. Maybe, I don't know, someone has a cat stuck
Maybe
in a
with your
tree, or
charisma.
I'm only 1 point less charismatic than you. Thank you very much. But
I
You have
think
a
I have a
plus
bit more
9?
to it than that.
well, my charisma modifier is 4. Just saying. Um,
My
His persuasion modifier is 10.
and I can get the minimum I can get is a 10.
He has that bard feat that like,
Actually, no, it's 20 because yeah, the minimum score I can get on a charisma roll is 20.
well, but still, I think we should. We need to place someone in our debt. We need to encourage, regardless of how persuasive you are. You can't. I don't think we'll be able to talk someone into breaking the
I feel
law.
like it's worth a shot.
I wonder if we were to try and like leverage Ann Loss's position as like a researcher and say like, oh, you know, you'll be credited in this book we're writing, you know.
Or we could find a tavern, and I don't know, buy the farmers or fishers or whatever they have here drinks until they tell us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anlos says I'm actually quite good at deception. If need be, I can definitely help you with that. And as I said, just hear me out on this plan. See, we have this lake here that is just perfect. I could create an illusion of some sort of terrible water monster attacking the village, and and you could then
But
repel
it's
it,
actually a
and
series of flying robots.
you could then repel it and become the local heroes. It would be easy, and nobody would get hurt.
So easy.
We'll keep that in mind.
It's a very great suggestion, Anlos. I feel as though there's a simpler solution to the problem.
I mean, for most of these peasants here, a single gold coin is like what they'd see in maybe a week or something. So if we, I don't know, plied them with enough of them.
Yeah, I think buying people drinks is a good start, because it's like giving them money, but not in a way that immediately sets off red flags as like, oh, these people are shady, you know?
Amlos says, okay, hear me out on this then. What if
Okay.
instead of the whole group being a part of this, we make it so that that I could make Janice appear as some sort of big water monster creature, and Janice could come out of the water, while then Frid, you know some good spells, so you could in fact make Donnie here appear really big on the other side, and then you could have this huge Donnie fight this huge illusionary water monster, and they could clash, and that would be really like everybody would see that, and you would be heroes.
Yes, but I think for such a ruse to work successfully, there needs to be some sort of history to it. If this just happens once, then well, it's just one strange event that happens sometimes. But if there were, I don't know, months and months of people reporting that they saw something at night or such, that would be way more convincing.
Could
Perhaps
you make an illusory dragon?
perhaps there are already um, is already some sort of lake monster that we could base this rumor off of, or this legend off of. But
Or perhaps we could create these legends and rumors and make it out like it would be a giant turtle, and then Donnie could come out of the water, and oh wait, that would require us to slay Donnie. Oh,
Well, I mean,
No, the
it's not the
water
worst plan
monster
we've had.
The water monster would get slain. What do you mean? You want the water monster to be the hero?
no, what I meant was Donnie would become the water monster.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I thought you meant like it was going to be like a Godzilla versus Mothra, like
totally a necromancer.
That
big
reminded
water
me of
monster, and then an
everything that
enlarged
we-
Donnie, and then they're like fighting. I thought that's what you were envisioning.
Donnie just like gives her a pat on the back. It's like, hey, listen, buddy, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Gives her a little wink, and then just tries to get her to shut up.
Atlas is just like, okay, you're the adventurers.
I
I'm
do
just
like Anlos's plan though. It's
suggesting.
great. I think
I do have skills.
Our concert.
But
Yes.
you guys know that it's like capital E evil, right?
But it's happening in the middle of the lake where there's no one. We're not going to even destroy anything.
Yeah, but okay, but running a false flag operation to gain people's trust in you, that's like,
I'd rather just do the one thing my build is good for and just try and persuade people to listen.
I'm with the
Yeah,
bard on
yeah. Fred can probably do it without a large scale magical operation. So yeah, let's do that. Let's head to the tavern of whichever
I could get a
like outskirts town we're
I
in.
could get a 30 on a persuasion roll without anyone's help. So I think it's worth giving it a go.
Okay.
And if not, we just go to a different house.
You just knock on everyone's door. Have you heard about the Dragon Reborn history of this place?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
just
one way to get kicked out.
yeah,
Can't be
just
kicked
a
out of the town
plain
if we're already asking outside the town.
a plain persuasion check, just like out of the blue, probably won't help too much, no matter how high it is. But
I think a tavern is a good place to start.
you seek out a tavern.
Yeah. We're following the shore of the lake until we reach a smaller town, and then looking for a tavern or something like that.
Yep, you find a rundown little place.
Is it busy? Are there customers?
No, I mean it's
It's like noon or
like
something, right?
noon. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess we head inside? I mean, there doesn't seem to be that much going on right now. I presume this is more of a gathering location where people would go in the evening, but
Well, if we need to kill some time, we could have another beach day.
we could go search the lake for actual monsters or whatever.
I just don't splash around, but yeah, sure.
Sure.
What do you think, Fear? Do you want to take a quick poke your head into that tavern, see if there's anything
Yeah,
there?
I mean, I could even strike up a conversation with the barkeep. He might know some interesting stuff. Might miss or have more patrons because of the changing events. That might be a way to start the conversation.
Yeah.
Talking about his business. So yeah, I enter the tavern.
Yep. It's pretty much empty. There's the barkeeper working there, preparing for the evening.
So I'll go up to him and say hello. We're just traveling, basically. I guess you're gearing up for the evening. I assume it must get busier around then, yes?
Yeah, they say, yes, we're not open right now. You should come back later.
Okay. Oh. I guess I'll leave then.
I've never seen Fred admit defeat so easily.
Actually, you are open. Let me persuade you that your store is taking customers.
That's not what your sign says out front.
Are you sure?
Are you?
Someone told me that this was a great place to go. I'd hate to turn away so soon.
The barkeep says, yes, we don't take any customers right now. I don't have anything to serve you. You'll have to come in later. One of the staff will take care of you then.
We can't sit and chat.
Chat about what?
Oh, you know, I've been to a few taverns, and I mean, I like seeing how usually you can tell with the kind of entertainment a place has how popular and how thriving it is. My friends and I stayed at a inn in Redonia proper, and I was just wondering if things have like cooled down or increased in popularity over the past, because I don't know, I get an odd feeling about this place.
Odd feeling. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I've traveled around, I've seen lively bars, I've seen emptier ones, and I suppose it has a lot to do with the city and how much it's enforced. I mean, I've certainly noticed you've got a very strong guard presence here, which has benefits, yes, but it also means a lot of things are more tight. And as someone who deals with people that are likely to get a bit rowdy, um, I'm not sure how happy you'll be if your patrons are thrown in jail after being too openly drunk. But I might be off the money here. I don't know.
The barkeep says, you're speaking in riddles. I don't exactly understand what you're saying, but are you looking for the Thieves Guild?
And what if I were?
Oh,
Why?
this
They
guy's like
say,
totally an informant.
they say, well, I can give you some pointers if you need to meet them.
That would be rather useful.
Well, I mean, this sort of information is pretty valuable, though. I don't think I can just tell you.
Oh, of course. I know how this goes, and I'll pull out a gold coin.
Do you actually give it to them, or just pull it
I'll,
out
I'll, I'll
and
have
you're
it on.
like,
I'll have it on, just on the table, but my hand, my finger on it.
they say, that could persuade me, yes.
And then I'll roll it along the table towards him.
The barkeep picks it up and puts it in the pocket, and they say, yes, well, the Thieves Guild, we happen to know a thing or two. The fishers here in the village, they tend to run some jobs for those people. So you could ask around from the fishers. They would probably know how to get in contact with who you're looking for.
Any
Yeah,
particular area to focus or start with?
Well, I mean, I don't want to name any names, so some of those fishers, you'll find them. Don't worry.
Okay, well.
But yeah, if there's nothing else, then yeah, I'll get
we
back
might
to work.
come back for a drink later. Yes. Good day to you. And then I'll leave the tavern and report back to the group.
All right.
Do I see any thieves can't know that we're near this building? Like graffitied? Nothing. No.
And I'll say to the party, shall we go question some fishermen?
Yeah.
Well, but before we do this, we should clarify our intent. What are we looking for? What are we asking? What are we willing to give?
We're looking for the underground people that have connections to people of the old ways and any people of importance from the Dragonborn, the dragon worshipping
In
types.
terms of who we'd like to find, we are looking for an information broker who is willing to speak plainly with us about the past.
Yeah, as a starting point. Yeah.
As a starting.
Yeah, because
And how much gold
ideally
are
we
willing
want
to
like
part
like
with?
a religious, like higher up.
Yeah.
Well, I think asking for an information broker is a reasonable thing to do. I mean, why would people approach a thieves guild? They'd want to get something stolen, they'd want to buy something stolen, or they'd want to obtain information. I mean, that they're not going to help us out of the goodness of their hearts.
How much money are we talking then?
And
100 gold max?
Well, and these are also the types of people who often deal in favors instead of direct
Yes,
currency.
no, that's a good point.
We also have the name of the Rat King if it means anything here.
Yeah, but regardless, so unified in purpose we are looking for an information broker specifically. All right. Then I guess we head off towards the water's edge. There's probably like piers, fishing huts, fish markets, whatever.
You can find an old human man working on a small boat, like a proper like rowboat kind of thing. They seem to be they seem to be some sort of fishing person.
They smell like fish or what?
They smell fishy.
Yeah. Do we see any like identifying tattoos or anything? Does he have like?
No,
I don't know.
no.
No. Okay.
I'll also send a message cantrip to Janice quickly whilst we're like near him. Can you verbally speak thieves' cant?
Yes.
Maybe open up with that.
Okay. So how
We're looking for
works?
information.
Thieves Can't works is it's like I can hide messages in a seemingly normal conversation. So can I go up to this apparent fishman, and like I don't know, talk to him about the weather, or apparently talk to him about the weather and fishing conditions, but actually in Thieves Camp, I want to try to find out if he is in some way connected to the local thieves guild.
Sure. You start talking about the weather, about fishing. The fisher is very interested in talking about these two topics. Very, very knowledgeable, and they don't seem to pick up on any hidden meaning.
Okay. What would I say? Well, maybe there is something you can help me with. You see, I was told that there might be some people around here able to provide our group with some information. Do you know where we might find these people?
They say, well, what kind of question is that? I'm a fisherman. Fishing is what I do. Weather, I like that as well. What do you want to know? I mean, I know a lot about weather. If that's the information you're looking for.
Will this change your mind? And then I pull out a gold coin.
The fisher looks at the coin, and just kind of looks back at you and says, that doesn't make me know anything more than I do. What is it that you are looking for? Speak plainly now.
Information. If you don't have it, then I guess
Can I insight check this guy to see if he's genuinely not getting it or if he's being obtuse on purpose?
Yep.
Okay. That's terrible.
As far as you can tell, they they're just like not they're very like straight talking. They yeah like they're genuinely this, and they just say like I told you, I'm a
Well, we've been
simple man. Just to speak plainly, what information is it you're looking
but,
for, or go away?
how old is this guy?
Old, 70 maybe.
Okay. Well, okay. The topic is a bit sensitive. You see, we're new to this area, and lots of people don't want to talk about the past. About the apparently 20 years ago there was some sort of um, rebellion or conquering or something going on, and nobody we've been able to find has been willing to give us straight answers about this and what exactly happened there.
The fisher seems to quite excitedly go into saying, yes, the old days, they were better. Nowadays, everything, people just walking around, running around, guards everywhere. The olden days, they were better, sure, yes, before the Empire came.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, surely all of that, those old days, that it couldn't have all disappeared simply. Just no matter the might of the empire, surely there's pockets left over of it somewhere.
What kind of pockets are you talking about? I told you to speak plainly.
Well, I thought that was a relatively simple metaphor, but I mean, are there still adherents of the old ways? I mean, uh, I don't think the empire could have stomped out all of this past, right?
The fisher says, course not. I'm here. What are you talking about?
Are you the only one?
Are you dumb? There's people who have lived for a long time everywhere here.
Are you the only one that practices the old ways? Or speaks positively of them?
The fisher says, practice? You think we can practice any old ways with the Empire breathing on our necks? Of course not. Nobody does that.
Nobody?
Nobody, of course. What are you talking about?
I want to insight check that. Can I do that?
Insight check, what about it?
I think he lying?
Go ahead. As far as you can tell, no. The fisher says, keep telling you to speak plainly. What is it that you want to know about the old days? I'm old. I know everything.
We were told that people might know stuff about Dragonborn physiology, and we're looking for an expert of Dragonborn.
Expert on Dragonborn? Well, what did you come here for then? There's experts on Dragonborn everywhere. Why don't you go to the big Empire capital? They've got some smart people over there. If you're looking for the old ways, we know about dragons. We don't know about Dragonborn.
What do you know about dragons?
Dragons, we used to know everything about dragons. We used to follow the good old ways.
You know, once in the far west, I heard a prophecy. It was interesting. It was that one day, once that an army of dragons will cause many problems. Have you heard of that or no?
They say no armies of dragons exist anywhere. Barely any dragons around anymore, with the Empire killing all the old ways.
But
Like
they're
I
not
said,
killing the dragons,
of
obviously.
course they are killing all the dragons.
They're killing all the dragons. Whew.
I'm just gonna nudge Frid and tell him to ask about the Dragonborn clans, and maybe he'd know something about that.
I don't even notice it.
When you say barely any left, uh, are there some left? Then you mean around here?
Around here, of course not around here. The Empire stamped everything out around here. All the good old days are gone.
But
Who
how
knows
far
where
would
the
you have
dragons
to
have
go?
gone?
Who knows?
I don't know. You fly somewhere else.
Did they keep the bodies of the dragons anywhere, or what did they do to the dragons they slew?
How should I know?
You lived through it by your own account.
Did
Did they
say,
parade the skulls around or anything like that?
of course not. I'm no dragon slayer. I'm a fisher. I fish.
The
But I mean,
the islands that are up, like along, like the mountain range goes up, and then there are islands above there. Am I remembering correctly in that there's supposed to be dragons up there?
We were told that there's dragons in the entire mountain range. They're
Yeah.
like territories.
Is that is that in keeping with what you know, sir?
They say, of course, all the dragons lived in the mountains. That's what dragons do. No dragons there anymore, I think.
Okay.
on a slightly different topic, but still referring to great beasts, have there ever been any creatures in this lake? Perhaps legendary beasts just below the surface of the water. I mean,
The fisher says, well, let me tell you. About 34 years ago. It was back then. It was quite the day. I was out there fishing like I always do. I was looking for, well, it was a day like any other at first, but then suddenly I noticed my fishing pole pull back. It pulled back real hard. It was like some legendary beast grabbed it and just tried to bring me down under the lake itself. And I fought for, who knows, hours on end. I had this great battle with this beast underneath the waves, and I was alone, of course. So I got all the credit for it, as I finally was able to pull up my pole and reel it in, and there it was. It was this huge fish about this long, and I took it back to the village, and yes, let me tell you, that was quite the day.
fish
Wow.
stories.
Wow.
That does sound quite incredible.
So it's like a 1 meter long fish.
The fish says, well, two.
2 meter long fish. Ooh,
Mhm.
that is a big fish. That's cool.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. You've been very informative.
Well, you
Well-
haven't. What are you looking for this information for?
Well, you see, we're a chartered adventuring company, so tales of great beasts are always of interest to us. I mean, we are charged with protecting the civilized lands from dangers and monsters, so just doing our duty in this case. Yeah.
They say, well, if you are looking for dragons, then you must be lousy adventurers trying to come over here. Everybody knows there's no dragons here anymore.
Okay. Well, then, we wish you good fishing, and we move on unless anyone has any other questions they'd like to ask him.
Whatever happened to the religious leaders here? Were they killed or imprisoned, or did they leave?
The fisher says, we don't have any leaders per se, but who knows what happened to them? Probably killed.
Probably, yeah. Okay, goodbye.
All I know is that up north in the hills they had some sort of temple going on up there. I never went there, but
Wait, there was a temple north of the lake?
several temples, as far as I know.
Guys, huddle. Huddle. I'm thinking maybe like going after those deserters was a cover for stamping out any remnants of followers
Potentially.
of the old religion.
Potentially. Although it's not a terrible place for a deserter to be as well. Near enough
Yes.
civilization so that you can gain access to food and supplies whilst
Yeah.
also not being under the thumb of the guards. So it could be either.
All right. I think our next stop is north of the lake.
Sure.
Okay.
And if we run into any guards, we tell them we wanted to make sure that everything was okay, and
Yeah.
that we wanted to potentially provide help because that's not wrong. We do want to help.
Yeah, we were told about this by the vice governor.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you are heading north of the lake, there's like well, actually all the like all the inhabitants are living by the lake, so it becomes pretty empty after that. As said, there's like plains for the most part, but then maybe like I'd say like 10 miles off, there's some rolling hills start to pop up there, and I mean, you know that then like past that is the temple of Mistra over there, but that's a little further away.
Onwards.
You head north.
Yeah.
So what's your destination?
We don't know. We're looking for it, I guess.
Give me 1 minute.
North of a lake, I guess we kind of take a look of the land, see where we might find one of those many temples or that deserter camp.
Anything specific you're looking for?
I guess
Like
we
specific
try
signs of anything?
first. Um,
Smokes
Oh.
for a fire.
sure, that works.
Yeah, okay, well, that's something you can see from far away that you don't see. Yeah.
Tracks by the river or by the lake.
Traps?
Tracks, footprints.
Tracks? Oh, I was like, traps? Trapped the whole lake.
Game traps.
Yeah, I mean, you can, I assume, like, tracking something, like, towards the north.
Yeah.
You don't, I mean, I'll give it to you without a roll that you don't see any tracks. It's like, as said, it's not a populated area, so there's not like people going there.
How to find people? I have no idea.
We could a higher vantage point may help.
Actually, are there any animals nearby?
Ooh.
Not particular. Donnie is there.
I mean, like any like birds
And
in
Tinder.
the trees or anything like that.
No, nothing in particular.
So
No.
it's devoid of all animal life. Well, okay.
Yeah, the plains are plain.
Well, no, near the river. I mean, lake even. No ducks on the lake or anything.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, I thought you were already like heading north, as said.
Well,
but
no, following
if you're
the
going
lake
back,
round,
then well,
and then whilst at
no.
the
If
top
you're
of the
heading north, then you're not
So we're
following the
moving away
lake.
from the lake.
Yeah.
So well,
You're specifically heading perpendicularly away from the lake. You're heading
Oh, okay.
oh, so we're
like this.
Okay.
okay.
No, that's
I
not
thought
north.
I thought we were about like hereish or something, and then I was going to say we go round to the top and then up. But if we're already
But that's not north.
North
That's
is
not
this
north.
to the
North
north,
is that
Oh,
way.
right.
of
North
the
is
thing.
this way.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Right. The map isn't.
Yes. Check the
Oh, yeah,
northeastern
yeah.
corner of the map again. Like I said last time, that's not north. North is not up.
Gotta do one of
Maybe it
these.
should be. Maybe north should just be up.
Oh,
I
so
mean-
we went out of
I mean-
we went here and now we are okay. But regardless, you could transform into a bird.
Yes, but that's a 4th level spell slot.
I could skywrite something.
I feel like that gives us away.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
Happy?
do we see the Redonian
that's
well,
just
so, yeah.
tricky.
city guard on their way or something?
No.
No, you would have said that if there was something that obvious.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's nobody around.
Yeah.
The plains are empty.
We can pick someone up and throw them for a higher vantage point. Or
As I said,
or-
about like 10 miles off, there's the hills. That's the first
Well, we
like
can just-
landmark of anything. What I was just asking was like, what are you doing? What are you looking for on your way there? Since you already said you
Oh.
were going there.
Temple
So
ruins.
so you're like,
Any
Okay, well
buildings.
then, yeah, keeping an eye out for ruins, keeping an eye out for footprints or signs that somebody has passed here, and I will continuously cast Detect Magic to see if we walk past any magical items randomly.
I'm gonna say no to that because it's the same
Oh.
thing as we determined with Mage Hand, and Frid constantly casting it to carry a sword. That even though you can do it at will, absolutely like constantly casting it is something that will be taxing to you regardless if you're
Okay.
like traveling.
Then I
So
won't do it. Yeah.
yeah, so you'll want to still like decide times when you do it instead of just always seeing magic. But yeah, you head towards the hills, and like as far as you can tell, you don't see any like ruins around or anything. It doesn't seem like there's much in terms of civilization. You move quite slowly as you're looking for tracks and such. You you arrive at the hills, you look around, you don't really see anything instantaneously obvious. You see the forest down there, you see something further up north. There's like a little bit of like forested area and more hills, and there's something up there, but it's pretty far away. But yeah, otherwise you don't see anything straight away. You could
Like far
try and look
enough
around
that
further
Is it becoming
around the
evening?
area.
we don't think that would be the temples that the guy was talking about.
No, I don't know what you would think. It's
Well-
afternoon, like 2-3 o'clock or something like that. But yeah, I mean, there's
Well-
something up north, further away, like maybe a day's travel away.
You said like a patch of forest or something unusual, something that breaks the plains.
Not unusual, no, but there's like, you think there's some sort of structure up there. But yeah, otherwise you see the Temple of Mistra, you see the forest, you see these hills that you are in, and yeah, like I said, you could try and look around further in the hills if you want. You could go into the forest and look in there.
And you
It's up to you, but
said this destination far off is about a day away.
yeah.
Okay, well, I propose we can take a look around these hills until nightfall, then break, and then the next day, perhaps leaving early in the morning, we can head towards whatever that is in the distance there.
Yeah. I look up. Is the eagle there?
You don't see any eagles.
Okay. Janice, is the eagle not there, or am I just not seeing it?
Do I see an eagle?
No.
Okay.
There are no eagles here.
Definitely not there. Janice
He's
doesn't
just
see
been
it.
dosing his eagle with an invisibility potion every morning.
It's possible. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's just head towards that weird building up there.
Do you want to head towards it now instead of investigating this area a bit?
I mean, we can kind of see everything that's around here.
Well,
It is a hilly
Yeah.
area, so there's hills going up and down, so you don't see everything.
Okay.
Can't see everything from one spot.
I mean, perhaps this would be deserving of a. I mean, it is getting afternoon.
All right. Well, I mean, let's wander in the general direction, north. But yeah, I guess like zigzagging, kind of, just sort of. get
from
various
from
magic
hilltop
feet.
to hilltop, so we look down into all the little valleys, so to speak.
Yeah.
Anlos says to you, wouldn't it be more efficient if all of us split up in different directions and traveled
Well,
alone?
maybe, but we don't have any good methods of communicating over long distances besides Feared's magic.
I
And
see.
that's
I
How
see.
far does
120.
120 feet?
It's like within shouting distance, so
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps we can form a bit of a staggered line. We can all have 30 feet or 40 feet or 60 feet between us.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do 60 feet in between us and sort of just like fanned out.
Anlos says, yeah, this area seems just safe, right?
I mean, 60 feet is within sprinting distance, so I feel fairly comfortable with that.
What's the worst that can happen?
You asking
Let
that
me tell
question.
you.
Well, I mean, we've already been given a warning flag, so you know.
So you start kind of meandering towards the north, and things seem pretty empty. Nothing out of the ordinary until at one point, Janice Janice spots a strange kind of situation. There's like there's a stone slab that doesn't seem completely natural, resting kind of against a hill side.
How far away from me is it?
Nearby.
I'm going to go over to it. What does it look like from up close? How big is it?
It is the size of a doorway.
Is it like lying flat on the ground or?
No, it's against the hillside.
Okay. Is it perfectly smooth?
No, it's natural stone.
But it's like unusually flat? Or?
Well, no, but it's like it's a stone slab rather than like a rock that you would expect to see here.
Hey guys, I think I found a rock.
Cool.
It looks kind of unusual.
Like the unusual rock that you got at the beach that you keep showing people, or like important unusual?
What color is this slab?
Gray,
Okay.
stone colored.
Pink.
Well,
Hot pink.
I mean, well, I don't know. I'm gonna go up to this slab and touch it. Is it actually stone?
Yeah, it's actually stone.
Well, it is unusual. You guys should come over and check it out.
Fine, sure. As I message that I'm on my way.
Yeah, I come over.
Okay. Say, Donnie, do you think you could flip this stone over? Donnie?
I think Jake is stepped away
No, he's.
from the computer for a moment.
I think he's fallen asleep, maybe.
I'm just picturing like the stone. I'm just picturing like Jesus's tomb, like every illustration of that I've ever seen, like that size and kind of round.
Oh,
Is it-
rectangular, but similar size.
I guess it's time to ritually cast detect magic.
I'm just gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. Wow.
You detect no magic.
I don't detect any magic. Well, maybe if we put our muscles together, we can, I don't know, try to flip
Our
the
collective plus 0 strength.
slab. Yeah, yeah. Does this slab look buried, or is it lying on the ground? Like if I
It is movable. It is movable.
Okay. Oh, so if I like dig a little next to it, it doesn't like go into the ground forever.
No.
Okay. Well,
You can flip it over.
Okay, we'll flip it over.
All right. It opens up, and inside, or on the other side, a cavern.
Can we? Is there any light coming from the cavern, or anything man-made in there, or is it just? Does it look natural-ish?
Several questions. No light. Natural.
Okay.
Is there like a bear inside of it, or is it?
Do
No,
bats
a bear.
come flooding out.
A bear did not decide to set up a slab of stone to
Hey,
to
I
use as
don't
a
know.
door. All your answers, or all your questions, will be answered next time
All right.
Okay.
because we need to leave the cave as your weekly cliffhanger.
Cave hanger.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone for joining in this time, and yeah, next time we'll find out what's in the cave
In the cave.
and
All right.
maybe something else as well.
Have a good week then, guys.
Bye,
It's
everyone.
not what you expect. So,
I'll
bye.
expect the unexpected then.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Here we go. Shadowy is here. Hello, Shadowy. Welcome in right at the end. So thanks everyone for joining in on the Twitch side as well. We will be back next week with some Final Fantasy. Look for the schedule later on. We're gonna go and raid Geek Everything. It's Geek Everything's 6th-year stream anniversary. So we'll go over there, we'll say hi, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. But see you later. Bye.